It's 3:01. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story: encampments come to an end.
I'm Julia Fellow, a key witness on the stand in the Trump trial.
I'm Debbie Loziga, northbound 41, right about at Capitol Drive. Looks like we've got a crash on the right shoulder. That's being worked on, so minimal delays right through that area. The southbound side, though, is going to be a bit backed up from Appleton Avenue, actually just before Appleton Avenue, all the way down past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43, a little heavy from Hampton down to Capitol, and then northbound on 43 backed up from Fond du Lac up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, a few showers, a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, cool and breezy, a high of 64. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the tents are gone, but frustration remains over how UW-Milwaukee handled the removal of a pro-Palestinian protest encampment.
The Milwaukee Jewish Federation is ripping UWM's response to the demonstrators who spent 2 weeks living in tents on campus. The Federation accuses Chancellor Mark Money of capitulating to protesters who it says broke the law, vandalized property, and fueled anti-Semitism on campus. Money announced an agreement to remove the tents over the weekend. In a statement, the Federation questioned why he would agree to give protesters who fueled hate a seat at the table. It's now calling on the UW system to negate the deal and ensure that all students can feel safe on campus. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
A promised meeting held today between the UW Foundation, administrators, and student protesters. Students shared their concerns regarding the UWM Foundation's investments, and the foundation president agreed to share those concerns with the full board. UWM officials reiterated that no promises were made beyond facilitating this meeting. The May 12th agreement that ended the tent encampments at UWM also clarified that future encampments will not be tolerated.
Another day of testimony today from former President Trump's former attorney and fixer, Michael Cohen. Cohen's one of the key witnesses for the prosecution in the criminal hush money trial against Trump, who's accused of falsifying business records. After 9 hours of testimony where he was asked to tell his side of the story by prosecutors, Cohen facing cross-examination by Trump's legal team. Cohen already told the jury that he arranged to pay Stormy Daniels $130,000 to keep quiet about an alleged affair with Trump.
Your latest housing numbers are out. According to the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors, home sales in the metro Milwaukee area are up nearly 20%, 18% to be exact. Prices are also up about 3.5% across the board, leaving some prospective home buyers priced out.
The average person in Milwaukee County, the average family, makes about $50,000 per year. Based off of metrics of how much they should spend on housing, that means they should buy a home for about $100,000 to $125,000. We have 17,000 families in Milwaukee right now waiting to buy that type of home.
Teague Whaley-Smith of the Community Development Alliance tells Wisconsin's Midday News it's all about the lack of new, appropriately sized inventory.
95% of the single-family homes that were built in Milwaukee were built in 1968. We don't build entry-level homes anymore. We only build very, very large homes in the suburbs.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a football's journey across Lake Michigan.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:05.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we do have something even sweeter. Open and use a Truestone checking account, and we'll give you up to $150 cash back. It's not exactly what the recipe called for, but $150 can buy you a lot of cookies. It's true, because we're Truestone. Learn more and sign up at truestone.org. Offer subject to terms and conditions. Recipient responsible for applicable taxes. Membership required.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, and I want to talk about exactly what we do. When you come here, you're going to get 2 shots with 2 very small needles. One will be a medication called Toradol, which is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, completely different from a standard steroid or cortisone injection. This medication is safe and a great pain reliever. The other will be hyaluronic acid, which is a naturally occurring fluid found in all of our joints. What hyaluronic acid does is it helps recoat the inside surfaces to provide cushioning and lubrication. It helps slow down the osteoarthritis process to a point where patients may not need surgery. All of this combined with using our state-of-the-art Ultra G machine developed by NASA has produced profound results. What we do works. And the best part about this is that insurance covers most of our patients' treatments. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:07.
Countdown to the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay begins with a special handoff across Lake Michigan.
Governor Evers carrying the official NFL draft ball straight off the boat from Detroit before handing it off to the bicyclists who will bike it to Lambeau Field. He says,
"We're the home of title town. We sure the hell aren't going to fumble it on our own turf."
The draft will have a nearly $100 million impact across the state. Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy tells WTMJ,
it'll be a 3-day commercial for Green Bay and Wisconsin and all the great things that we have to offer.
From Lake Express Ferry, Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
How fun, and the bicyclists will travel all across Wisconsin as they make their way to Lambeau Field later tonight.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers continue a series against the Pirates today after dropping the opening game on Monday. After leaving last night's game in the second inning, Brewers infielder Rhys Hoskins having an MRI on his injured hamstring.
Yeah, I just got into the turn and felt a grab.
Coverage of Game 2, 6:05 tonight on WTMJ. A NFL reveals its complete regular season schedule on Wednesday, and UW Green Bay is expected to hire radio show host Doug Gottlieb as its next head men's basketball coach. It's being reported that Gottlieb will continue his Fox radio show while serving as head coach.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:08.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano inviting you to spend New Year's at sea and offering you an amazing deal if you book the Vinny Cruise now. Join my family and me on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, a Western Caribbean cruise leaving December 29th. Right now you can save up to $875 per person if you book through my partners, Expedia Cruises Brookfield. It's the only place you can get this deal right now. We'll stop in Mexico, Honduras, Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas. And let's spend some time together. A welcome cocktail party for our group, dinner, a full group excursion on Roatan Island, a day of sloths, monkeys, zip lining, snorkeling, and a delicious local island-style lunch included. Our group from Wisconsin rings in the new year, then together at sea. Enjoy Christmas here at home, and then let's set sail for the trip of a lifetime. Couples, bring the kids, or grandma and grandpa. How about bringing the entire family? Email me for more information from Expedia Cruises Brookfield. Vince at WTMJ.com. That's Vince at WTMJ.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Here we are.
Chilly day out there today.
I'm wearing cashmere. I am so blazing hot. I
bet it
loved
felt good when you were walking to and from the car, though.
It did.
It's
it felt
chilly
so
out there.
good.
I mean, right now it's barely 50 degrees. All right, we've got a full show for you. We started off with 3 things that we're keeping track of today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Let's start with what's going on with Ascension. They suffered the cyber attack. We're learning a little bit of new information today. Sources are saying that the type of ransomware involved in the attack is called Black Basta. It's the name of a group of cyber criminals notorious for using ransomware. They're also notorious for demanding ransom. It's unclear whether Ascension has paid a ransom, but there are some questions that maybe they have. It's also unclear if it's even been requested. Ascension's not talking about that. What we do know is that they're telling employees there is no timeline for restoring computer systems. They don't know when it's going to get better. It's resulted in canceled appointments, delays in care, major disruptions. Some Ascension facilities cannot fill prescriptions. Things are being written out old school way on prescription notepads. Doctors are handwriting notes. Their assistants are taking history on pads of paper. And the cyber criminals have locked them out of their computer system, and it is not fixed. Ascension big time here, but also in 17 other states. This is a very big deal. They can't see prior lab results. They say it's dangerous for their patients. They are trying to figure it out, and we don't know. when it's going to be fixed.
Could you imagine how much money they're losing?
It's a ton.
Just as an aside.
Yeah.
Okay, before I go any further with this next story, I want to say the dogs are fine, but a Milwaukee man believes his 2 dogs were poisoned after they ate tainted meat. Rick Marino says it happened in Bender Park on the lakefront just this past Sunday. On the trails, he saw his dogs Jazzy and Leon eating something. He went up and saw it was meat mashed up with what appeared to be some kind of dark powder mixed together. He took his dogs to be checked out. They're fine, and the Milwaukee sheriff says they're now investigating. There's always a suggestion to make sure to check your dog after a walk and make sure that they stay on the leash.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary story. iPass, we all use the iPass. You go down to Chicago, you use your iPass, right, to go through the toll booths. There's a phishing scam going on with iPass right now. The transponders have an issue where people are reaching out to those of us that have transponders and saying you owe money. You're getting a text message, and it says it's from the Illinois Tollway. It includes a link to a scam account. It urges you to go to that account and then enter your financial information to pay, saying that you are having trouble with your iPass account. iPass is saying, don't ever enter in financial information. And if you think you have an issue, go to your official iPass account on the iPass website. But a lot of people are falling for this. People are out money.
They got to refill it. It's like an alert to refill it, and you go, okay.
Yes. So, and the official email looks very similar to the phishing scam email. So be careful out there. Just be careful. It's 3:13 at WTMJ. Guess what we're going to do next? We're going to update you on a major Bucks injury and give away some tickets. That's straight ahead on WTMJ.
There's a new team on the rise in the NL Central.
O'Neal Cruz. It's like he was built in a lab.
With the first pick, the Pittsburgh Pirates pick Paul Skeens, right-handed pitcher from LSU.
Time to knock him down a size.
Hit to right center and deep. Get up! Gone for Reese Hoskins. The track, wall, gone! Willie Adames flips this game on its head.
Brewers, Pirates. Coverage begins at 6:05 on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of my favorite places. The Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most unique, beautiful, and affordable dining destination in the area. Winners of the Top Choice Award for Fine Dining, Most Romantic Restaurant, and Best Sunday Brunch. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, always, 7 nights a week. Steak, seafood, ribs, pasta, big fresh salad, even the steak and lobster. Any dinner on the menu, your second dinner is free. That includes prime rib on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Desserts are also always buy one, get one free, and they're delicious. Relax with a hand-muddled old-fashioned, 20 bourbons, 100 wines in one of their 8 elegant dining rooms. The Fox and Hound sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest, a spectacular setting. Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or a quiet dinner with your love, and your second dinner is free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill, the drive is beautiful. Reserve at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com for your free dinner. Tonight, it's the Fox and Hounds.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements.
I couldn't be happier with the new roof Ridgetop Exteriors installed. It's like having a brand new home.
The team at Ridgetop Exteriors made upgrading my siding a breeze. Quality work and friendly service.
With a track record of excellence, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Loziga. Hey there, Deb.
Hey there, John. We've got some delays along southbound 43 starting at Hampton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive almost to Keefe. The northbound side slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Westbound 94 a bit heavy from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got southbound 894 slowing down a bit. Basically from about Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange. Starts to let up by the time you get to about 84th Street. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, all day sunshine, pretty good, a high of 70 degrees. On Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 71. Friday, chance for showers, a high of 74. Saturday, not bad right now. They're saying partly cloudy skies, warm, a high of 78 degrees. Right now, it's cloudy and 51. All right, an update for you. Well, let's give the tickets away first. Let's just do that, okay?
Yes.
So here's the deal. It's Ticket Tuesday, where we partner up with Vienna Beef to send you and a friend to the next Brewers game. If you win today, it's a Tuesday game against the Cubs. It's on the 28th. Lucky caller number. What is your lucky number, by the way?
Mine?
Yeah.
I think 4 is a good one.
Okay. How about lucky number 4? You get the pair of tickets. If you're caller number 4 to 855-616-1620, caller number 4, you win tickets.
Starting now. Here we go.
Boom! You win tickets. It's May 28th against the Cubs. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be fun. Craig Counsell's back in town. How about an update on Thanasis and Antetokounmpo? So the season ended, and he was working out, and he tore his Achilles.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. He's had successful surgery. But even with successful surgery, this is one of the toughest injuries for a basketball player to recover from. It's a full year before you can really do much of anything. So he's expected to be out a full year. It's pretty rough timing for him because he's a free agent.
Oh, my goodness.
So who's going to sign him? Will the Bucks re-sign him? He just finished his 5th season with the Bucks. This is also a big deal for him. He's expected to be part of the Greek national team's effort to get in the Olympics. They're not as good as the U.S. team, so they need to qualify. They need to win a tournament to get in. He was expected to team up with Giannis and their other brother Kostas to try to qualify for the Olympics. Well, obviously, he's not going to do that now.
Could you imagine all 3 brothers playing? Oh.
Isn't that so cool?
Such a missed moment.
Yeah. So how will that impact Greece? Will they get into the Olympics? All that stuff. So our best wishes going out to Thanasis. He really is a good guy. His energy, his craziness. Thanalysis, the podcast, is really, really good.
It's so good.
You should check that out wherever you listen to your podcast. He's had Stephen A. Smith on there, Jordan Love.
And his brother. And you were saying about a year, 6 to 9 months before you return to all activities such as running or jumping.
Yeah.
Definitely needed in basketball.
Yep. So they say for basketball players who jump more than in other sports, like if you're a football player or something else, that it's even a little longer recovery. So.
Oh, no.
Best of luck to him. Hopefully he gets it going pretty soon. Up next, we've talked about U.S. airlines being ordered to disclose their fees on the front page of their website or in any brochures. Well, guess what? The airlines don't like that idea, and so they are fighting back. We have got the details for you up next on WTMJ. First, a couple of words for Griffin Ford in Waukesha. I love my Ford Explorer that I bought at Griffin Ford. I've had it serviced there. I bought it there. Their sales staff is the best at Griffin Ford. They have got a great variety of vehicles on the lot. The best-selling truck in America for 47 straight years is the Ford F-Series. Griffin Ford has 66 F-Series in stock, including many of the popular F-150. Over 320 new certified and used vehicles in stock on the lot right now. Griffin is your place to drive the 2024 Ford Maverick. Check out the affordable and popular Ford Escape. They've got the Bronco Sport. They have got it all going on at Griffin Ford in Waukesha. The service department, best in the business. They'll inspect and rotate your tires, check your battery, a complete multi-point inspection, check your heat, change your wiper blades and air filter for $179.95. When I'm in a Griffin dealership, I just like it because it's no pressure. They're clean. They're efficient. They've got the best facilities. Griffin Ford in Waukesha is right off the interstate, easy to get to. You know what? That's the store Jim Griffin himself is usually at. Ask if Jim Griffin's around. He'll come out and say hi to you. It's Griffin Ford in Waukesha.
Each day, there's a sliver of time when you can almost breathe freely. And you feel better when you can. But you know that eventually that sliver of time closes, along with your nose. It puts a damper on your day every day. So you pop a pill or you take a spray to try to get that relief back. But it's always short-lived. And all the while in your efforts to give yourself relief, you may be making your nasal breathing problems worse. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and a simple in-office procedure from Advent called balloon sinuplasty could be the fast and convenient answer to your breathing triangle problems. Advent has been a leader in this procedure, which can be hard to find elsewhere. It's simple, there's little to no downtime, and it really can be life-changing.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions.
results may vary.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngwith with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
All right, so we told you about U.S. Airlines being ordered by the Transportation Administration to disclose whether they were going to be charging for bags or whether there was a charge for changing or canceling a reservation, right? They told you that they were going to do that. They were ordered to do that they had to do that. Well, guess what? Now, the airlines are really, really upset. They say, oh, we shouldn't have to tell people when we're going to charge them all this stuff. That would be a really terrible thing to do. The airlines are saying that the Transportation Department overstepped their bounds when requiring that they disclose the fees. Here's ABC's Gino Benitez.
Airlines for America, that's the lobbying group for the major U.S. airlines, saying this: airlines go to great lengths to make their customers knowledgeable about these fees. The ancillary fee rule by the Department of Transportation will greatly confuse consumers who will be inundated with information that will only serve to complicate the buying process.
Okay. So you heard it there. Here's the deal. The airlines are basically saying we should not have to tell you ahead of time if you'll be charged for something, because we don't want to give consumers too much information. It could confuse them.
It could make them go to another airline.
Yeah.
Or choose to drive.
What does that mean? It could confuse us. They're treating us like we're all big dummies. Like, well, you know what? We don't want to let you know it's going to cost $30 for the bag and $75 if you need to change your flight because it might confuse you.
They might be saying, like, if you want internet or something, I'm trying to really pick this out. Maybe they think that, oh, once they board, they have to pay for some food. No, include the baggage, please. I had to pay an extra $35.
So it's interesting. All the airlines are in this together except for Southwest. Southwest is not part of this lawsuit. Southwest says, we don't charge for bags. We let you change for free. Look at us. We're the shining star. We're not with the evil empire of American, United, and Delta.
That's why I love Southwest. I love Southwest.
This is just crap. So the airlines are ordered to just disclose to us. They're not even being told you can't charge the fees. They're being told disclose if there's a fee. And if you're on a plane and there's a problem with the internet, people will get their money back. If there's a problem with your bags being lost, they'll get refunded the money they paid for the bag. And the airlines are saying we don't want to let people know that those fees exist.
They don't want you to know your rights.
Exactly. They want to keep us in the dark.
That's bogus.
I just think it's so shady. That's just so crappy. And I know they're struggling. Here's a text that sums it up. What confusion? Do they all think that we're stupid?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They're hoping we're stupid.
They're hoping that you don't ask these questions. And if they're in the front of your face, then you already have the answer. You don't have to search for it.
Right. And that's exactly what they don't want. They were told that they must disclose the fees on the first website page where they quote a price for a flight. So not when you click all the way through and you're entering your payment and there's little tiny print at the bottom, that they need to disclose it right away on the first page where you book your reservation. I'm going from Milwaukee to San Diego, and on that first page right away it tells me it's $279. Boy, don't I wish. And if you want to check a bag, it's $30 more. And if you end up needing to change your reservation, it's going to cost you $100 more plus the difference. They don't want to have to do that.
they probably think that the tally is going to be all different and the selections, and then it goes up and up right away and people will be confused. I'm not confused. I would appreciate that.
That's a lame excuse to say, and their language, not mine, we don't want people to be confused. Come on. What do you mean you don't want people to be confused?
Because there'd be a whole list of things they charge for.
Yeah, exactly. Selfish. Money grab. It's not about confusion. Let's check out the markets. How'd the markets do on this Tuesday? The roll really continuing. Everything in the green on the day. Pretty good numbers. Let's start with the big gainer. The NASDAQ was up 123 points. That's 0.75%. The NASDAQ right now at 16,511. The Dow is up 126 points. It's at 39,558. The S&P 500 up 0.5%. It was up 26 points on the day. It's now at 52.47. Pretty good run we've got going on now. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button today. It's Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Inflation, market volatility, global unrest, a presidential election. There's a lot going on, which might lead to anxiety and planning paralysis. You're not alone if you're feeling stressed about your investment and retirement planning. How about this? Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Build a plan that works for you, your family, and your investment and retirement goals. Even better, Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice that includes tax and estate planning. Annex offers financial planning at every level. If you're just starting out, Annex Ignite might be for you. Annex Comprehensive Wealth is a great fit for most, especially with retirement on the horizon. And if you've got high net worth and complex planning challenges, consider Annex Private Client. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button. It only takes a few minutes to start the conversation, and you can set your own appointment at a time that works for you. It's time to put things in order and lower the stress and anxiety. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management. annexwealth.com.
With crippling inflation, the locally owned Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford has the best Tuesday dining value anywhere. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet is just $9.99. It's all your favorite authentic Mexican food for $9.99. Kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Sunday through Thursday, they can safely play in that huge game room while you finish up your all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet. The Mine Shaft is super affordable and very family-friendly. The Wednesday and Friday fish fry is now just $4.99. That's a crazy low price, $4.99. Stop today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for $9.99. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. Come early today. From 2 till 5, cocktails, beers, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft. No reservations needed. Just walk on in. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a newspaper delivery man killed in a crash.
I'm Julia Fellow. An accused killer sells his house.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and on the ramp from 27th Street to 894 westbound, that ramp is closed right now because of a crash, and that crash actually has the 2 right lanes of the main line closed, so be careful with that. It's going to be pretty heavy. We've also got 894 eastbound at about 84th Street, right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle there, and then another accident on 41 northbound at Capitol Drive off on the right shoulder. Those delays are also going to be kind of difficult, slowing down from about North Avenue up to that point. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight there's going to be a few more showers, mostly cloudy. The low will be 46 degrees. Tomorrow, showers early, still cool and breezy. High of 54 at the lake, 64 inland. Wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. The current temperature in Milwaukee is 50 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new details on the man killed in a 3-car crash at the intersection of Appleton Avenue and Burleigh over the weekend.
The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as 50-year-old Jason Stark. Stark's brother telling the ME that he worked for years delivering papers for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and was likely heading to work when he was killed. Stark's Mitsubishi Mirage was struck by a speeding Ford Flex while he was making a turn from Appleton onto Burleigh, causing it to hit a third car. 2 people injured in that car, but they are expected to survive. The 24-year-old woman driving the Ford has been arrested. Charges are pending. Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Maxwell Anderson, the man accused of killing Sade Robinson, sold his Southside Milwaukee home. A property deed shows Anderson sold his house near 39th in Oklahoma to 2 companies, Tip Top Holdings, LLC, and Sidon Holdings, LLC, for $195,000. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says any sale of the home would not impact the criminal investigation. Investigators would secure another search warrant if they need to re-enter the home, even under a new owner. Anderson's preliminary court hearing is scheduled for Thursday.
A deadline of May 16th is looming for those camping at Milwaukee County Park and Rides to find a new place to live.
Homeless encampments have spread to 3 park and rides, 2 off College Avenue and 1 off Holt. People are living out of their campers, vans, and tents like Tamika.
I shouldn't be here. Me personally, no, I should not be here.
There was a deadline for everyone to be out by Friday, but many are hearing
they said that was put on hold.
I heard it was put on hold.
Representatives with the DOT say any abandoned property is going to be thrown out by Friday, and each person must promise to have a timeline to leave. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
And the DOT says they've helped 45 people find transitional housing so far.
The owners of Menominee Falls Bakery say threatening messages are forcing them to cancel a drag story hour and cupcake decorating event that was set to take place next month. The co-owner tells TMJ4 News.
For Courage MKE.
Bakeries for everybody. Our bakery is for everybody. And we try to, welcome everybody. And even if you disagree with us, you're still welcome here.
The event was to raise funds for the LGBTQ plus advocacy organization, Courage MKE. The bakery is still planning to host its sold-out drag bingo night during Pride Month.
Several TikTok creators are suing the U.S. government to challenge the new law requiring the app's owner, ByteDance, to sell TikTok or face a ban. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The lawsuit is filed by 8 video creators who say their First Amendment rights are threatened by the new law, giving TikTok's China-based owner a year to divest itself of the app. The plaintiffs include a formerly homeless rancher in Texas, a cookie baker in Tennessee, a Maryland-based promoter of black small businesses, and a college football coach in North Dakota. TikTok itself filed a similar lawsuit last week. The government argues the app poses a national security threat while it remains under Chinese control.
Governor Tony Evers is ordering a special election to fill the seat of outgoing State Senator Lena Taylor.
In January, Evers appointed Taylor to become a Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge. The special election for Taylor's Senate seat will be held July 30th, and if a primary is necessary, that would be held July 2nd. Meanwhile, former U.S. Congressman Mike Gallagher's 8th District seat is also vacant. Evers says that will be filled with a special election coinciding with the general election in November. Gallagher announced Monday his new leadership position within Green Bay venture capital firm Titletown Tech. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers continue a series against the Pirates today after dropping the opening game on Monday. After leading last night's game in the second inning, Brewers infielder Rhys Hoskins is having an MRI on his injured hamstring.
Yeah, I just got into the turn and felt a grab.
Coverage of Game 2 starts at 6:05 tonight on WTMJ. The NFL will reveal its complete regular season schedule on Wednesday, and UW Green Bay is expected to hire radio show host Doug Gottlieb as its next head men's basketball coach. It's being reported that Gottlieb will continue his Fox radio show while serving as head coach.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
Sponsored by Grandview Homes, the name you know, the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
Everything they say in their ads is true and then some. Very fair price, no real estate agent fees or closing costs. They even switched the utilities out of your name.
Within weeks, we had closed and couldn't be happier.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When it's time to get out and cultivate your ideal yard, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like 40-pound bags of Scott's Thicker Lawn Sun and Shade Grass Seed Mix, $64.99. Assorted bags of Scott's Naturescapes Mulch, 3 for $15. Save an extra $2 a bag by mail-in rebate. Plus, leave the heavy lifting to us with Blaine's Farm and Fleet's convenient drive-thru. Order online and we'll have it ready for you in just 1 hour.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
What are the average working hours for a U.S. worker, John? Do you know? It's remained stable.
40.
37 hours.
Okay. All right.
Germany,
25.
34 hours. And they say that can add up over the year, a loss of 2 workers that they're paying. So that's a lot of money. And you found something. You found something else, right?
Yeah, I found on Wikipedia, it says that the average German works 25.6 hours a week.
So if you add all of that together, they're trying to have more incentives. There are political policies that have started in Europe and might be some foreshadowing here. It says that Germany is considering something different to get their citizens to work longer hours, tax breaks. So they want you to have your earnings be tax-free after you work more than 41 hours a week. So let's say I worked 50 hours. 9 hours, so more than a day, would be tax-free. The push for shorter working hours has intensified, especially since the pandemic. So there was a German train workers union just successfully pushed to reduce their working week from 38 to 35 hours and still get paid full time by 2029. The UK and Netherlands, they're already doing this. The average working hours in Germany is the lowest ever on record. If you text WATCH to 855-616-1620, you can see the average annual hours worked per worker. It's in dead last with Germany. Second worst, Netherlands. They're trying to fix that. Third worst is France. They're not trying to fix that.
Ha, ha, ha.
They have on average a 2-hour lunch.
Wow.
Would you like that, John?
Yes. Who has time for that? I
would
love that.
I love brunch.
I love going out to lunch, too.
I know.
It's fun to leave the building.
The UK is second best, and then second worst, or the best is US. We're the hardest working.
Yeah, we are.
Apparently, it's women who want to work part-time and older adults in Germany. So they're trying to get them to work more. But there's tax incentives that are already in place, especially for women who are married. If they work part-time, there's about a $550 tax-free incentive each month that you get. So something's got to give here. What are we going to do? So what do you think? Do you like that?
Well, I know that people think we work too hard here, and we do work a lot here. But it's no coincidence that the United States continues to lead the world in development of technology, development of pharmaceuticals, development of medical research, development of technology. We lead the world. You can't lead the world when you're sitting at home on your sofa. There's no coincidence that we lead the world. We are better than every European nation in every single one of those areas. That's not a coincidence.
Would you be okay with, after someone who is hourly, after they work 41 hours, that what they make is tax-free?
No. What about the people who are salaried?
I know. We're screwed.
I mean, I'm conflicted. I don't think that's the worst thing ever. But no, I mean, we lead the world in almost every category because we work hard. I would be more interested in, instead of working less hours, give Americans more vacation time. I don't think Americans take enough vacation time.
Oh, right.
And even people who have vacation time sometimes don't use it.
So what's the reason why the German women and older German adults want to work part-time? They say the number one reason is a growing preference for more leisure time. So you're spot on, John.
They want to sit on their sofa. They want to Netflix and chill.
Yeah, they want to graze and have a good time. Germans are very hard workers. So
when they're working, they're hard workers.
I'm little surprised that they would be dead last in Europe. So you can see that graph if you want. It's from the Financial Times. They did a nice graph, and you can see the U.S. is soaring way high and above. I thought that we would be an average of like 39 or 40 hours. I don't know. I guess 37 is
I did too.
good enough.
I thought it'd be higher. So the European Central Bank says that since the pandemic, the average worker in Europe works 5 hours less per week than they did before the pandemic. And experts say they think that's in large part because people started to work from home. They got used to not working as much, because you can say what you want. I know it's hard to generalize, but for a lot of people, when you're working at home, you do not work as hard or as long as when you're in the office.
Well, and you can also do a lot of other things. Like you can do the dishes
the laundry,
while you take a call, the laundry while you take a call.
Walk your dog. You can do all that. And that's not the worst thing. That's okay. I get it, as long as you're being productive. But across the world, and especially across the pond, there is no doubt they are working less than they did before the pandemic.
So we'll see. Apparently, Germany's supposed to be putting this into place with all their policies next month. Again, Netherlands and UK are already doing it. Will the U.S. do it? Who knows?
I doubt it. Don't hold your breath. It is 3:42 at WTMJ. Major Garrett, CBS's chief Washington correspondent, with us up next.
This is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Salute to Service highlights the heroic stories of first responders right here in Wisconsin. Thank you to all of those who nominated your heroes. Listen to all of the incredible stories on our Salute to Service special program Monday, May 27th from 9 to 11 a.m. And again at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We will air the best moments from the entire week. It's Salute to Service, only heard here on WTMJ.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Is it true the Hasselus mattress showrooms don't have any employees?
That's right. Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
Okay.
Once you find the perfect beauty rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper, you can order by phone, online, or at our handy in-store kiosk.
Well, that's great, but
since we don't have to pay employee commissions, you will pay way less. Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
Okay, but
through Monday, buy your new Serta Perfect Sleeper, Beauty Rest, or Sealy Posturepedic mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base. Free next day delivery, too. Does that answer your questions?
Yes, except for one.
Shoot.
If Hasselus Mattress has no employees,
yeah,
then who are you?
I'm just the ruggedly handsome spokesperson.
But this is radio.
Exactly. I'm told I have a face for it.
Right.
Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
We've all experienced that feeling of lacing up a brand new pair of shoes.
And for some reason, it always felt like new shoes made you run faster, jump higher, and of course, look better.
Yeah, it was almost magical.
A brand new set of tires on your car or truck will instantly give you that same magical feeling.
Courtney, I couldn't agree with you more. A new set of treads always makes your vehicle look better, but more importantly, allows you to stop faster and grip the road a whole lot better.
Which is necessary when the weather is bad and driving conditions are poor. You'll appreciate having the extra traction.
Remember, there isn't a tire brand on the planet we can't get.
Everything from Goodyear, Continental, and Kelly to Dunlop, General, and Pirelli. If we sell it, we install it.
Plus, every tire we sell automatically comes with free flat tire repair. So be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather. Let's get a look at the roads with Debbie Lazaga.
All right. Well, we've got some issues out there. Eastbound 894 at about 84th Street. The right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. So it's going to be tightening things up back through the Hale interchange onto 894 southbound. On the westbound side of 894, we got the two right lanes blocked with a crash right about at 27th Street. That's just complicating the matters heading through that construction zone anyway. Northbound Highway 100, right about at Dakota Street, we have the right lane blocked with a crash. This is just before National Avenue. Avenue, but after Oklahoma Avenue, so you can get that idea where that is. Westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette interchange all the way to Mount Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slowing from 76th Street through the Stadium interchange as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight. Clearing skies, low will be 46 degrees. There's going to be a slight wind northeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Wednesday, all day sunshine. You get to see the sun. The high will be 62 at the lake, 70 inland. Thursday, partly cloudy, shower chances late, 67 at the lake, 71 inland. Friday, partly cloudy, a chance of showers. The high will be 69 at the lake, inland 74. Saturday, partly cloudy. The high will be 73 at the lake and really warm inland, 78 degrees. The current temperature in Milwaukee is 50 degrees and cloudy.
All right. Major Garrett is CBS's chief Washington correspondent. His podcast is The Agent of Betrayal, The Double Life of Robert Hansen. It is incredible. You really need to check it out. The book is The Big Truth. Major is with us this afternoon from the nation's capital. Major, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making some time for us.
Good afternoon, John. Great to be back with you.
Yes, it's been too long. I want to actually start with you being gone and an essay that you did for CBS News that I saw this afternoon, and it was very, very powerful. And it was about the rule of law and our law system. And you talked about Lincoln and how he felt about the law. Take us inside the point you were trying to make and how that is relevant to where you were the past month and what's going on in New York right now.
Yeah, so for 5 weeks, from March 29th to May 3rd, I was a grand juror assigned to the D.C. Superior Court here in the District of Columbia. Because the District of Columbia is not a state, all local crimes, theft, robberies, kidnappings, homicide, child abuse, everything on the range of criminal actions are prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And grand juries decide whether or not to issue indictments on any local crime case. So for 5 weeks, I reviewed evidence in criminal cases, 78 cases in 24 days. So it was a heavy, heavy workload. 16 of those cases were homicides, 6 were felony child abuse. I mean, this was very tough stuff. Hard things to review, hard things to listen to, hard witnesses to have come before us and testify. It was a grueling process. But it reminded me of the citizen participation, either as a grand juror, deciding whether or not to indict, or serving as a juror. And one of the points I was trying to make is that I believe in any part of America, the District of Columbia, my home state of California, Milwaukee, somewhere in Chicago, anywhere in America, the civic desire to do right by the process, to participate well, to pay attention, to listen to what the evidence is, to uphold the law, is something that's almost universal. I believe the inclination to do right by that process exists everywhere in America. That was point one, that I believe we have a hunger to do this work as citizens well, to believe that justice can be achieved, not necessarily that justice is perfect, but that trying to make it real helps keep America going. And I believe that's a universal feeling in our country. I certainly got that from all my colleagues on the grand jury. The second point I was trying to make is, if you are criticizing the judicial system in our country from whatever vantage point, but particularly if you're making an accusation of persecution, that's a very dangerous thing, because if you are doing that without any evidence to back it up, if you're just saying, I don't want to be in front of a court, or I don't want to be in court because I don't like it, well, of course you don't like it. Nobody would like it. But that doesn't make it persecution. And if you can't prove that, yelling persecution undermines the rule of law and gets people to question things on shaky, if not fraudulent grounds. And if you yell persecution and are convicted anyway, my point was that means whatever you did laid against the facts and rules of evidence and the law, a jury decided you were guilty. That's not persecution. That's the application of the rule of law. And that was the point I was trying to make, that just by screaming something from whatever vantage point, left, right, or center, that it's persecution and it's all politicized doesn't make it so. And in the very intense rhetoric of this presidential campaign, we are living with this collision of law and politics. And I was just trying to, if at all possible, sort one from the other and say that applying the law and believing that it can be applied and relying on citizens, as I did for 5 weeks, to try to apply it is one of the things that keeps America going.
Major Garrett is CBS's chief Washington correspondent. So let's go to New York, where law and politics major are colliding. Michael Cohen has stepped down for the afternoon. The jurors have been sent home. Cross-examination today by Donald Trump's defense team. Is Michael Cohen a potentially more dangerous witness for the defense or for prosecutors who are relying on his testimony?
I think Michael Cohen is helpful to the prosecution in that he was a person in the room and is an eyewitness to what candidate, President-elect, and ultimately President Trump knew and what his knowledge was about the necessity of doing the things alleged here, which is the phonying up of business documents, which leads to a larger felony charge of election interference. We still don't know if the prosecutors are saying that's going to be a violation of a state law or a federal law. Michael Cohen gives voice to all the dry paperwork and sort of forensic accounting witnesses that have appeared before him. But he's also problematic because he is a perjurer. He lied and has an animosity toward President Trump now that is quite visible and came across in the cross-examination today. But I don't believe that Michael Cohen is the biggest hurdle in this case, and not by a long shot. And this gets back to where we started, John. Because the jurors are going to have to decide for themselves a couple of things. One, do the facts and the evidence lead them to believe beyond a reasonable doubt that the former president of the United States must be convicted of these alleged felonies, that the only remedy for these misdeeds, if the jury believes they are misdeeds, is to convict a former president of the United States and send him to prison. Because jurors can't decide whether or not it's going to be appealed or successfully appealed. That's not part of their jurisdiction. All they're asked to do is, does this evidence meet the standard, and is the remedy of prison the only acceptable remedy once you've reached the belief of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt? I don't think we have quite come to understand how high a bar that is, what an enormous hurdle that is for these jurors. And as everyone has said, this everyone gets, former president only needs one holdout to hang this jury. And so I believe an evidence pattern exists. I believe Michael Cohen in some ways helps, but also because of his animosity to Trump doesn't help. But regardless of whether Michael Cohen helps or hurts, this hurdle is enormous. It needs to be in every criminal case. The bar needs to be high, beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt, imprisoning a former president, that's a bar we've never seen before, and it's incredibly high.
Major, I wanted to ask you about Trump's classified documents case in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It's been officially and indefinitely delayed. So where does that case stand then? Is it dead?
No, it's not. No, it's not dead. And that's a great question, because when people hear delayed indefinitely, they think, well, what do you mean? Is it over? No, it's not over. It is pending. What the judge, Eileen Cannon, basically said was, we have a calendar that can't be set because of it's a classified documents case, because of all the discovery that the defense is entitled to review on its timetable, because of the sensitivity of some of that evidence and the way you have to view it. You can't just have it in any given conference room. It has to be in a very special place that is protected because it's classified information. And all the briefs being exchanged back and forth between the special counsel's office and former President Trump's legal team have brought this to a place where it's just not schedulable at this point.
I didn't think about that.
So it doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean it's indefinite. It just means there are so many steps that have to be taken to live up to giving defense adequate time to review the evidence, review all the challenges to that evidence and procedural things. Remember, the former president's legal team has one imperative in all these cases: delay, delay, delay. Because if he's reelected, this case will disappear. His Justice Department's not going to prosecute him. Come on, that's not going to happen. So delaying this through the political calendar has always been the imperative of the Trump defense team. It has been largely successful in the classified documents case. It may prove to be successful in the January 6th case. We still don't know because the Supreme Court has yet to rule on President Trump's assertion of absolute immunity. But those cases don't appear to be on any kind of timetable to be resolved before the November election. It may only be this Manhattan case that is resolved before the November election.
Major Garrett is CBS's chief Washington correspondent. The Takeout podcast will be heard here Sunday afternoon after Brewers baseball. Thank you so much, Major. We appreciate it. It's good to have you back.
Thanks, John. Talk next week.
It is 3:57 at WTMJ. Here's Linda Spice at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
2 Wisconsin-based Red Lobster restaurants closed suddenly among 48 locations nationwide. Equipment, fixtures, and other items from the Wauwatosa and La Crosse locations went up for auction on Monday. The Milwaukee Repertory Theater begins construction of its new Associated Bank Theater Center. The $78 million renovation will include 3 new performance spaces and other amenities when it is completed by the fall of 2025. Microsoft pays $8.8 million for 32 acres of land in Mount Pleasant. This comes less than a week after the company announced a $3.3 billion investment in an artificial intelligence data center campus in the village. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
Milwaukee's finest hotel, the Pfister Hotel, is continuing with renovations to enhance its already stellar reputation. Phase 2 of the renovations is in progress to transform the hotel's historic rooms, with many new rooms available now for reservations. Phase 3 will focus on the hotel's public spaces, set to be completed this summer. The renovations will blend exceptional comfort with cutting-edge technology, reinforcing the hotel's approachable sophistication. The Pfister is ready to welcome you for your next visit. Start planning your stay today at thepfisterhotel.com.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Euro Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
What name do you look like?
Say what?
My whole life, people have called me Michelle.
But your name is Nicole.
I know. I guess I just look like a Michelle.
Well, there's no confusing the Stony Creek bedroom at Penny Mustard because it looks exactly like its name.
True. When I climb into the Stony Creek, I envision a bubbling brook cascading over smooth stone and a sweet symphony of birds singing in the gentle breeze, lulling you off to La La Land.
That's the Stony Creek bedroom, American made with solid wood, forever tight bed brackets, and drawer bottoms strong enough to stand on.
If you were hiking through a majestic forest and came upon a bedroom set, this would be it.
A bedroom in the forest?
Creeks have beds, don't they?
The Stony Creek bedroom, featuring queen panel bed with storage, 10-drawer dresser, mirror, and 3-drawer nightstand, starting at $10,201 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My home is my happy place. It's happier thanks to CertaPro Painters. They painted the exterior of our house. It was quick. It was easy. You can schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's CertaPro with a C. Estimates are easy. Estimates are accurate. They clean up. CertaPro Painters are the real deal. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Self-medicating with pills or sprays may make matters worse. Life-changing nasal breathing relief that can lead to much better sleep starts with a healthy breathing triangle.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
When was the last time you had a second opinion on your retirement plan? If you have $750,000 or more, schedule your retirement review with one of our fiduciary advisors at thecowalway.com.
It's time for another NL Central Throwdown at American Family Field.
Fly ball hit to center. Backing up is Siani. Still back. Siani onto the track. Leaps up. It is gone!
The Brewers and Pirates face off with coverage starting tonight at 6:05 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: the tents are gone, but tensions remain.
I'm Julia Fellow, honoring Hmong Lao veterans.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, 894 eastbound, just before 84th Street. The right lane still blocked with a broken down vehicle, and that's got things backed up through the hail in all directions. Matter of fact, southbound's going to be really slow from just before or just after Greenfield Avenue all the way down into the hail interchange. Off the freeway, we do have an accident on Highway 100 northbound, just north of Oklahoma Avenue. 2 right lanes are blocked with this crash. And then we've also got Highway 67 northbound, just north of the freeway, just north of I-94. We got another crash there. That one's off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, a few showers, a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, a high of 64. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the tents are gone, but frustration remains over how UW-Milwaukee handled the removal of a pro-Palestinian protest encampment.
The Milwaukee Jewish Federation is ripping UWM's response to the demonstrators who spent 2 weeks living in tents on campus. The Federation accuses Chancellor Mark Money of capitulating to protesters who it says broke the law, vandalized property, and fueled anti-Semitism on campus. Money announced an agreement to remove the tents over the weekend. In a statement, the Federation questioned why he would agree to give protesters who fueled hate a seat at the table. It's now calling on the UW system to negate the deal and ensure that all students can feel safe on campus. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
A promised meeting held today between the UW Foundation administrators and student protesters. Students shared their concerns regarding the UWM's foundation investments, and the foundation president agreed to share those concerns with the full board. UWM officials reiterated no promises were made just beyond this meeting. The May 12th agreement that ended the tent encampments also clarified future encampments would not be tolerated.
Flags are flying at half-staff today in honor of Hmong Lao Veterans Day. May 14th commemorates the last airlift evacuations of remaining Hmong Lao soldiers and their families from refugee camps in Thailand in 1975. Wisconsin law requires K-12 schools to teach Black American, Hispanic American, and Native American history. In 2023, Hmong and Asian American histories were added. Wisconsin is home to the third largest Hmong population in the United States.
Home prices in the Milwaukee area are up about 3.5%. That's according to the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors. They say home sales in the metro Milwaukee area are up nearly 19%, leaving some prospective home buyers priced out.
The average person in Milwaukee County, the average family, makes about $50,000 per year. Based off of metrics of how much they should spend on housing, that means they should buy a home for about $100,000 to $125,000. We have 17,000 families in Milwaukee right now waiting to buy that type of home.
Teague Whaley-Smith of the Community Development Alliance tells Wisconsin's Midday News it's all about the lack of new, appropriately sized inventory.
95% of the single-family homes that were built in Milwaukee were built in 1968. We don't build entry-level homes anymore. We only build very, very large homes in the suburb.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a draft handoff on 2 wheels.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Replacement windows. Where do you start? Your best choice will be Siding Unlimited. I know. Call a siding company for windows? Siding Unlimited, an excellent siding company, by the way, expanded years ago into windows, doors, decks, and roofs, but kept their name because of their great award-winning reputation. One core element is Siding Unlimited's honest pricing guarantee. Others give you many too-good-to-be-true come-on lines. Buy one, get one free, free labor, free gas, you know. You're smart enough to know that nothing is free. Siding Unlimited tells you precisely what the job will cost. That's honest pricing. Yet another reason why Pella Window and Door Company of Pella, Iowa named Siding Unlimited one of only 5 Pella premier installers in the whole USA. And 4 out of 5 years, the #1 Pella Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year. Where else would you start? SidingUnlimited.com.
Growing up in the 80s was totally tubular. Brat packs and 24-hour music videos, boom boxes and Walkmans, along with leg warmers, acid wash jeans, and jackets that were made for members only. Oh, and don't forget, air conditioning was a luxury. Yeah, retro is rad, unless you're talking about sticky, icky, humid indoor air. But your friends at Mr. Holland's Home Services are back here in the future to upgrade your aging, inefficient, grody to the max furnace and air conditioner. Mr. Holland's crew will make yours the coolest house on the block with a bodacious new comfort system and enjoy 0% interest for 36 months with approved credit. It's not a wall unit, and you won't need 1.21 gigawatts to run it. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services today, 866-992-1717, or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your indoor air is stuck in the 80s, we can help.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
Riding bicycles across Wisconsin to deliver the NFL draft balls safely to Lambeau Field for the pedal to the draft.
Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy tells WTMJ the bike riding tradition runs deep in Packers history.
The bike tradition in training camp was players riding the kids' bike, and that really harkens back to Vince Lombardi. In 1958, he wanted to do something that brought team and the community closer together, and ended up being the bicycle tradition.
The about a dozen cyclists will take the official ball from the Port of Milwaukee to Lambeau Field. Bike rider Scott Steno tells WTMJ.
It'll be a nice, easy bike ride. Should be a lot of camaraderie with all the other cyclists and the people in Green Bay. I think everybody's prepped for it, so we'll be fine.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers continue a series against the Pirates today after dropping the opening game last night. Coverage of Game 2 starts at 6:05 on WTMJ. And UW Green Bay is expected to hire radio show host Doug Gottlieb as its next head men's basketball coach. It's being reported that Gottlieb will continue his Fox radio show while serving as head coach.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:08.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live, which is an active one.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside.
For the first time, our whole house actually feels like the same climate.
And no drafts. It's a game changer.
Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. And if you order today, you get 0% interest for up to 48 months. When it comes to replacing or upgrading your windows and doors, you want to be confident about your decisions. With Pella Design Works, you can see what your home could look like before you buy. Black frame windows or white, vinyl, wood, or fiberglass. Bring your vision to life and rest assured it's the perfect style for your home. Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. That's 5/31/2024.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Happy Tuesday. Woo! We are here, and the list is out. The top baby names. The top baby names according to the Social Security Administration. You want to do girls or boys first?
Let's do girls.
Okay.
For last year.
Number 10 we'll start with and go to number 1. Number 10 for girls is Luna, then Evelyn, Ava, Isabella. I like that, Isabella. Number 6 is Mia. The 5th most popular name for girls is Sophia, followed by Amelia, Charlotte, Emma, and Olivia. The top 5 are exactly the same as they were the year before.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
What is it?
Boys' names. So here's the boys' names. Number 10 is William. Number 9 is Lucas. Number 8 is Henry. Number 7 is Theodore. Number 6 is Mateo. Mateo is also the fastest rising name in the top 100. Mateo is rising fast. I think Lionel Messi, the really famous soccer player, one of his kids, I think is named Mateo. Okay. Is it? Yeah, it is. Going on. Number 5, most popular boy name is Elijah. Number 4 is James. Very traditional name, James. Number 3, Oliver. Number 2, Noah. And number 1 is Liam. This is the 7th year in a row that Liam is the most popular boy's name.
Elijah used to be so unusual.
Yeah, and it's not anymore.
I would choose really standard ones out of those lists. For the girls, I'd probably do Charlotte. And for boys, I'd probably do James.
James. I like James. James is a good, strong
Jimmy?
name. So would you call the boy James or Jimmy?
Jimmy. Well, on his Social Security card, probably James.
No, but like around the house.
Jimmy, definitely. I love little Jimmy.
Yeah. So Emma, Charlotte, and Olivia, that's the same as it was last year.
Did you see a popular one that NBC News was trying to gauge? Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Khaleesi,
Oh, yeah.
the mother of dragons,
That's so
still
weird.
holding strong.
That's so weird.
The highest was in 2018, and then it started to go down. Ramped up in 2021, and it's still good.
So
in the
two
top
very
400.
popular TikTok influencers are seeing their names rise really, really rapidly. Kaylee May is the influencer's name. Kaeli went viral, rising almost 2,000 spots on the list. And Eden, Eiden, inspired by TikTok influencer Wyatt Eden, also trending as one of the fastest rising boys' names. So the fastest rising names for boys and girls. For boys, these are the fastest rising names. They climbed the most in the list. And they're all very weird. Israel, Chosen, Eldon, Cassian.
Did you say Chosen?
Yeah, with a Z.
What?
Chozen. Eldon, Cassian, and Chiron. These are all like someone misspelled.
Chiron?
These are like if you misspelled something. What do you think of when you think of people who misspell things?
I think that you're making that up. Chiron?
I'm not. Sam is blushing in there, by the way. The top rising names for girls. Listen to these. You're going to think I made these up too. Kaylee, which we mentioned already. Alitzel.
What? Are you pronouncing these right?
Alitzel.
Alitzel?
Alitzel. Emryan. Emryn. Adhara. And Azari. Those are the fastest rising girls' names.
Huh.
Are those? I generally don't understand. Are those like planets? Or those?
I don't know.
What are those?
Azari, I've heard before.
It sounds like a video game. Adhara.
Atari.
That sounds Indian or something.
Mm-hmm.
Alitzel. What is? It sounds like a flavor of licorice.
That's difficult.
I don't get it. These are people's names. This isn't like a game if you're a parent. Ooh, what TV show do I like? What rap artist has the coolest sounding name? Like, these are your kids' names.
Do you want to know one of my classmates' names?
What?
I don't know. Maybe they're listening.
No, you have to say it now. You're
It
not
was-
saying it's bad. You're just saying what it is.
It was Casper Ghost. Middle name was Ghost. I swear to God. I'm not going to say the last name.
Oh, my gosh. Well, there aren't a lot of those out there. So.
Can you believe that?
Casper Ghost. Ugh, yikes. It's 4:14. Our exclusive interview with Marty Brooks, the guy who runs the Wisconsin Center District, up next.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
John Mercure here for my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. They know our climate is all over the place. This means your home comfort system gets quite the workout. Constant adjustments need to be made to adapt to our volatile weather. Wisconsin prepares you to be ready for anything because anything happens. But fear not, because for over 42 years, Dave Drake Camp Heating has lived here too, right by our side, ready and prepared for when anything happens. Spring, summer, fall, or winter, even when they all seem to happen within the same week, it's Dave Drake Camp Heating. Whether you're experiencing your next home comfort dilemma, just call Dave Drakamp Heating. Whether you need a free estimate on new equipment or routine maintenance to ensure your system is ready for anything, call Dave Drakamp Heating. Maybe you simply have a question about your home comfort. Call Dave Drakamp today. The easiest thing to do is to get on the website and check it out. Dave Drakamp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition, has been for a long time. DaveDragcamp.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed. Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hassleus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hassleus Mattress.
Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at hassleus.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners. Just press play.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Loziga. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of delays all over the place. We do have an accident on Highway 175 northbound right at I-94. This is right in the stadium interchange. Left lane is blocked with this. We've also got on Highway 100 northbound, just north of Oklahoma Avenue, 2 right lanes blocked with a crash. We're still seeing delays all the way back from Greenfield Avenue all the way down and around the Hale interchange on 894 on the freeway itself. We've also got an accident now on the ramp from 27th Street to westbound 894. Yep, right in the middle of that construction zone. And that earlier accident on northbound Highway 67 just north of I-94 has been cleared out of the way. Just watch for some leftover delays with that. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, clearing skies, a low of 46. Tomorrow, all-day sunshine, a high of 70 degrees. Thursday, partly cloudy, 71. Friday, a chance for showers, a high of 74. And on Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 78 degrees. It's currently 50 degrees. I'm very excited to be joined on WTMJ by Marty Brooks. He is the president and CEO of the Wisconsin Center District, and they have all sorts of really cool assets in our city. Marty, thank you so much for making some time for us.
John, you know I think highly of you, so my pleasure to be with you today.
Hey, I want to start with one of the really cool things we have in town, and that is the Baird Center. It's incredible. It's expanded. It's fresh and sparkly new. How excited are you about the new Baird Center?
I am beyond words. I'll try and capture it, though. We've been working on this project, those of us in the district, the past 4 or 5 years, but this has been something that's been anticipated since the South Building opened in 1998, in that at some point in the future, when the current building opened, it was anticipated that there would be a demand for increased convention and meeting business. And the way that building was designed and built, it's made it very easy for us to complete this project.
I want to ask you about what this means for the city, what this means for our convention business. Is it bigger conventions? Is it multiple conventions? What does this mean?
It's both of them, John. But the real opportunity, certainly we can go after larger conventions. Having more space allows us to do that. But the real opportunity is by literally doubling the size of our property. We're adding another ballroom. We've added 24 more meeting rooms on top of the 28. We've got a 400-space garage. We've got a spectacular pre-function space. We've added 112,000 square feet of exhibition space. And I say all this because the real economic driver of a convention center is bringing people into the city, staying in our hotels, eating at our restaurants, going to our bars, enjoying the attractions. And by now having 2 or double of everything, we're able to have multiple events either occurring simultaneously, back to back, or overlapping, where in the past, if somebody had already leased our ballroom and half the meeting rooms, it really took us out of consideration for any other mid-size conferences or conventions. Now that we can offer 2 different ballrooms, double the number of meeting rooms, and so on, as I've talked about, it means that instead of being busy with downtown activity on 4 nights out of 12 days where the convention center might be booked for a move in, the convention, and then the move out, we can be busy, hopefully 10, 12 nights consecutively, so that it's just a much greater economic impact by being able to bring more people in over the same period of time.
Marty Brooks is the leader of the Wisconsin Center District. I know it sounds superficial, Marty, but I'm so impressed with how it looks, even from the outside. And people want to be in spaces that they feel good about, that are exciting, that are new. And that's what this new renovation of the Baird Center does. How important is the look to our skyline and to our cityscape?
It was extremely important from a design standpoint that it be an attractive neighborhood facility. You know, so many buildings, when they're built this size, become monoliths or really detract from people wanting to walk on the streetscape. And that really influenced why there's so much glass in the building, and also why the ballroom is pushed back, offset a little bit from the terrace, so that you didn't have 4 stories of massive building right on the edge of the sidewalk. That also enabled us to put a really spectacular outdoor terrace on the north and east side of the expansion, so that you've got a great space outdoors as well as a spectacular, the Baird Ballroom is really spectacular.
You know, we all want the timing to be what it's promised to be. You guys delivered on the timing. You delivered on the budget. Did the RNC coming to town help make sure you had a firm deadline to have everything done?
No. Certainly, we knowing that the RNC was coming, that was certainly a milestone event for our city and the region. But when we announced that we were doing the expansion, we got the approval from the board on April 2nd of 2020. We broke ground October 28th of 21. Visit Milwaukee and the WCD sales team was actively out selling space. And while certainly we will be ready and can't wait for the RNC to come down, we have our grand opening gala is this Thursday, this coming Saturday to 1 to 5. We're having an open house free to the public. We really hope people will come down and come inside. As you've just said, you've been able to admire it develop over the past 3 years or so. We'd love for people to come down, see what we've been doing behind the construction fence. We're opening up the new Baird Center garage for no charge for the 4 hours that we've got this going on. But my point being, and I've been rambling, sorry, John, is that while we have the open house on Saturday, we have events booked into our building starting Sunday moving in. So, you know, I've got a month and a half's worth of event activity already on the calendar that I've got bigger problems had we not been ready by Sunday, not just for the RNC standpoint.
That's such a great point, Marty. I want to ask you about the RNC. How exciting is it that the RNC will be in town and you guys will be a big part of that?
You know, it's a moment, and I have this comment in my remarks for Thursday night's gala, pinch me. It's to have our city and be on the world stage for hosting any event of the magnitude of the RNC, and then our facility be a part of it. It truly is numbing because we've got people from all over the country, all over the world, and to be able to expose them to what Milwaukee has to offer in and around our building, in and around the Fiserv Forum. This is just such a fabulous city, and I think it's one of the, unfortunately, I say this, a great kept secret, because when people come here, this is Milwaukee. People are, you know, I'm not native, as you know, John, and the first time I came here, I fell in love with the city and didn't leave. So, I'm over the moon about the RNC and just so honored that our facility can be a part of the convention.
How cool will it be that when they show the Art Museum and they show Fiserv, they will also show the Baird Center and that terrace and that beautiful building which you've built?
Well, you just gave me goosebumps naming the Baird Center as part of those with the same icons when you think of Milwaukee. I hope to gosh that's what we become, another icon for Milwaukee. I will tell you, the view from the Baird Skyview Terrace looking up to the Deer District is incredible. And I assure you, you will see that beauty shot and stand up from reporters around the world seeing the Deer District coming from our building.
Thank you for being one of the prominent leaders in our town, Marty. Thanks for getting this done, and thanks for making time for us on a really busy week.
Always a pleasure, John. Thank you.
All right, you got it. It's 425 at WTMJ. Connect Chiropractic. I was in Connect Chiropractic today. I was in the Delafield office. I love they have offices in Delafield and Wauwatosa. They're both easy to navigate. They do things the right way. Dr. Marley took care of me today. You know, I've been traveling a lot lately, so my neck's been kind of tight. Was working out in the yard. My back hasn't been great. Every time I'm in there, it's better than when I walked in the door. When I walk out the door, I feel like I can do that yard work. I can get outside. I can do all those things. Jog through my neighborhood, and it doesn't hurt. It's Connect Chiropractic. They don't twist, crack, pop. I talked about that with Dr. Marley today. It's more nuanced. It's more thorough. It's more thoughtful. It's Connect Chiropractic. They can take you from I'm in pain to where'd that pain go? It's Connect Chiropractic.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
$1, just $1 over cost, and you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make, that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of my favorite places. The Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most unique, beautiful, and affordable dining destination in the area. Winners of the Top Choice Award for Fine Dining, Most Romantic Restaurant, and Best Sunday Brunch. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, always, 7 nights a week. Steak, seafood, ribs, pasta, big fresh salad, even the steak and lobster, any dinner on the menu, your second dinner is free. That includes prime rib on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Desserts are also always buy one, get one free, and they're delicious. Relax with a hand-muddled old-fashioned, 20 bourbons, 100 wines in one of their 8 elegant dining rooms. The Fox and Hound sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest, a spectacular setting. Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or a quiet dinner with your love, and your second dinner is free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill, the drive is beautiful. Reserve at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com for your free dinner. Tonight, it's the Fox and Hounds. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The S&P up 25, the Dow up 126, the NASDAQ up 123. It's Annex Wealth Management.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest's stellar review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Quality heating. Heat pumps have been the norm down south, but they're new up here. And I'm a big advocate for them. They're far more efficient than conventional AC systems and serve as a backup to your furnace too. They don't use gas and they're really efficient. And that's why the government basically pays for a big portion of these babies with rebates. So before you install a conventional AC system, ask the man in the red van about an Armstrong air heat pump. You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality
Quality Heating.
Manufacturers can void a warranty if annual maintenance can't be proven. Having a preventive maintenance agreement on your HVAC system keeps your warranty in check, helps avoid nuisance calls and your system failing at inopportune times. You get 15% off parts and labor on repairs, no trip charges, discounted pricing for replacements, and priority service. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. See the man in the red van about a preventive maintenance agreement starting at only $25.50 per month.
Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
Traffic is sponsored by the Delafield Brewhouse Restaurant and Brewery. Visit delafieldbrewhouse.com for daily specials.
April showers bring May flowers, but spring brings Bach, my Bach. The Delafield Brewhouse just tapped their own vintage gold medal winning my Bach. Drink ale, live lager at the Delafield Brewhouse. delafieldbrewhouse.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:31. I'm John Merkier, an assistant principal accused of beating a child at school.
I'm Julia Fellow. A newspaper delivery man killed in a crash.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Only one accident left up on the board, and this one's the one at Highway 100 just north of Oklahoma Avenue. Right lane is still blocked with this, so hopefully they'll get that out of there soon. Now onto the freeway. Eastbound, you are seeing delays coming out of the Zoo interchange through the stadium. Westbound's heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, heavy right from Hampton down past Capitol, and then back on the brakes from North Avenue all the way through the Marquette. Northbound slow out of the Marquette up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight we have clearing skies. The low will be 46 degrees. Tomorrow, all day sunshine. You get to see the sun. The high will be 62 at the lake, 70 inland. The current temperature in Milwaukee is 51 degrees and cloudy.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an MPS assistant principal accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talissa Lockett is accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff on Friday, April 19th. The victim is an 11-year-old student who's related to Lockett and attended Golda Meir School Upper Campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff watched the assault but did not intervene. Lockett is an assistant principal of 10th grade at Washington High School of Information Technology. She faces one count of intentional physical abuse of a child and mental harm to a child. The charges carry a combined maximum fine of $35,000 and up to 18 and a half years in prison.
New details on the man killed in the three-car crash at the intersection of Appleton Avenue and Burleigh Street over the weekend.
The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as 50-year-old Jason Stark. Stark's brother telling the ME that he worked for years delivering papers for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and was likely heading to work when he was killed. Stark's Mitsubishi Mirage was struck by a speeding Ford Flex while he was making a turn from Appleton onto Burleigh, causing it to hit a third car. 2 people injured in that car, but they are expected to survive. The 24-year-old woman driving the Ford has been arrested. Charges are pending. Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Maxwell Anderson, the man accused of killing Sade Robinson, sells his Southside Milwaukee home. A property deed showed Anderson sold his house near 39th in Oklahoma to 2 companies. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says any sale of the home will not impact the criminal investigation, and investigators would secure another search warrant if they need to re-enter the home, even under a new owner. Anderson's next preliminary court hearing is scheduled for Thursday.
A new CDC report found wide racial disparities in drowning deaths during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's CBS News reporter Alexander Tin.
That echoes long-standing disparities in death rates from drowning. Among the potential explanations officials cite for the disparity comes from a new CDC survey, which found that just 37% of black adults and 28% of Hispanic adults have been able to take swimming lessons, compared to more than half of white adults.
The deaths climbed disproportionately higher for black people through 2021 and the highest for Hispanic people in 2022.
iPass users beware of scam text messages. The Illinois Tollway advising iPass customers to disregard texts sent to their phones from Illinois Tollway. The messages say an unpaid toll amount is owed and includes a link that asks for your financial information. The Tollway says if you're unsure if you owe tolls, log directly into your account to check.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brew Crew continue a series against the Pirates today after dropping the opening game yesterday. After leaving last night's game in the second inning, Brewers infielder Rhys Hoskins is having an MRI on his injured hamstring.
Yeah, I just got into the turn and felt a grab.
Coverage begins at 6:05 tonight, and the NFL will release its regular season on Wednesday.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
Start summer with the fastest weekend of the year at America's National Park of Speed, Road America. The XPEL Grand Prix presented by AMR June 6th through June 9th. America's fastest open-wheel cars return to Road America for one of the IndyCar's premier events, including Indy NXT USF Pro 2000 and Vintage Indy. Make it a full weekend. Great campsites are available. Kids under 16 get in free with paying adults. IndyCar at America's National Park of Speed, Road America. Tickets at roadamerica.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
The city of Racine is offering an incentive for more people to install surveillance cameras. Homeowners are able to get a $150 incentive if they install a doorbell camera, and businesses $250 if they install a surveillance system. We have Sergeant Christy Wilcox with the City of Racine Police Department on the line with us. Sergeant Wilcox, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So why are you guys deciding to provide this incentive? How does this help you with investigations?
It helps with us to provide clues to what happened at crime scenes, whether it be how many victims we have, how many suspects we have, if there was a vehicle involved or not involved, or direction of travel, things of that sort.
You said it also can check on a suspect with what they said they did that day of a crime.
Yeah, sometimes, obviously people don't always want to tell the truth to the police. So if we have video evidence to show that certain people were or were not at a crime and they try to say they weren't there when we have evidence that they were, we can use that against them or at least know that they're lying to us.
So, Sergeant, if the business or individual homeowner gets reimbursed, they'll retain control over the footage, but you guys can go to them upon request and say, hey, we need to see the footage as part of a criminal investigation. Is that how it works? How does this play out if they agree to the reimbursement?
That is what that is the agreement, I guess, that they're signing up for. I don't know if it's an official agreement, but yes, that's the understanding that if you sign up for this program, then when we request your footage, you have to turn it over to us. Whereas right now, if you just have your own camera system, you don't have to turn it over to us, although we're very appreciative when you do.
So we're talking about Ring doorbells, that kind of thing for homeowners. And, you
it only could be Ring doorbell or their own surveillance.
Or their own surveillance. And, something like a doorbell camera, you can only see maybe 40 feet wide. But how big of a difference does that make for safety of the community, do you think?
It does. I mean, it helps with a lot of crimes. I mean, especially with porch pirates, we get really good footage of people stealing packages off of porches or burglaries or people peering in windows, things of that sort. So it helps us with all sorts of different crimes. Depending on what your vantage point is to the street, there's, we have that access too if there's no obstruction between your doorbell, your porch area to the street. So just depending on the vantage point, it does help us with different types of crime.
Sergeant Christy Wilcox is with us from the City of Racine. Is it just Ring doorbells, or if they have other security cameras that are broader in scope, are they eligible for reimbursement?
No, I believe it's any kind of surveillance, anything with any kind of video. So I don't think it has to be just a doorbell. It can be any kind of camera system that they choose to buy.
Where does the funding come from? How are you guys financing this?
So it's actually through ARPA funds, which is American Rescue Plan Act. That's from the government, and it's through the Department of Community Safety.
So
they got a lump sum of money that this is how they're distributing it.
So it looks
like when
the
funds are gone, they're gone. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm so sorry. It looks like apparently you have solved 2 homicides thanks to these surveillance cameras that are already installed across your city. Is that accurate?
Yes. Typically, when we show up for a crime scene, especially a shooting, the officers, it's part of our just routine act to go door to door looking for surveillance cameras of any kind, whether it's a doorbell or just surveillance cameras that people have for their own safety. So we have solved crimes by using that. They're very gracious in turning them over to us when we ask.
So I install it. What do I need to do? Do I need to go to the Racine Police Department after, or do I have to be proactive and say, hey, I'm about to install, just so you know, so I can get this incentive?
There's an application online. It is www.cityracine.org, and it's new community camera program. So you fill out that application, and you have to submit, I think, your receipt and everything, and that's all verified, and then you will get a check mailed to you, is my understanding.
Are there other cities in southeast Wisconsin doing this?
I'm not sure. They're calling this groundbreaking. So I don't know if that's just groundbreaking for Racine or the area. I'm not really sure because it's several different departments were looped into this. I mean, there's the mayor's office, obviously, the community safety department, our MIS department, they're all involved in it. So I'm not really sure. I wasn't in all those meetings to know if it's groundbreaking for the whole area or just something new for Racine.
Public Information Officer for the City of Racine, Sergeant Christy Wilcox, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Straight ahead, those Canadian wildfires causing problems with air quality. What does it mean? What do you need to know? Dr. John Raymond with us live in the studio up next. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. It was time to paint the outside of our house, and I was overwhelmed. I really wasn't looking forward to it. Thank goodness I got in touch with CertaPro Painters, each business independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. They made it easy. They were quick. They were efficient. They were friendly and fun. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. My home has never looked better, literally. I couldn't be happier. It's CertaPro Painters. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this. Who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated? Might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
With all the positive Google reviews continuing to pour in for Rich Lawn's Tire and Service Centers, we want you to know we appreciate you.
You were due for service, we delivered, and then you went the extra mile and wrote a few kind words about the service you experienced.
Yeah, thank you so much. Michael, Glenn, Jeff, Lisa, Carol, Jason, John,
Wait,
Michelle,
hang on a second,
Ryan.
Dad. As fun as it may be to name every single person who's ever left us a Google review, there just isn't enough time. We get 60 seconds, and I'd say we've got about 28 left.
Ah, good point, Courtney.
Listen, we appreciate every last one of you for helping us maintain a nearly 5-star Google rating. And we're going to keep on shooting for the stars, especially when it comes to providing top-notch auto repair service.
Yep, and remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. Peter, Bruce, Samantha, Kimberly, Nick, Heather,
Oh,
Marissa,
Dad.
George, Jeremy, Diane, Brad, Paul.
Rich Lawns.
Gene Miller here. Springtime. Better start thinking about those home improvement projects. Now's the time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Update your home's curb appeal and build equity with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown can also customize your project. They're your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass windows and doors. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin to see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
Traffic and weather. Let's get a look at the roads with Debbie Lazica. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. We've got a bit of a backup along southbound 43, pretty much from Hampton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. You're back on the brakes from North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound slow from the Marquette interchange all the way up to Keefe. Westbound 94, very heavy from before the Marquette all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. You're back on the brakes west of the Springdale Road area all the way to about Highway F. The eastbound side, you've got backups coming out of Brookfield Road all the way, basically to Calhoun. Then you're back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Be our eyes on the roads. I can speak English. Be our eyes on the roads. If you report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions, you can give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight we have clearing skies. The low will be 48 degrees. Wednesday, all day sunshine. You get to see the sun. The high will be 62 at the lake, 70 inland. Thursday, partly cloudy. A chance of showers late at night. A high of 67 at the lake, 71 inland. Friday, partly cloudy. A chance of showers during the day, 69 at the lake, 74 inland. Saturday, partly cloudy. 73 degrees at the lake, 78 inland.
Time for the Milwaukee Health Briefing. Dr. John Raymond is president and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin, and he is with us live in the studio. Dr. Raymond, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John.
I want to start with the situation at Ascension, and it's happened to other healthcare systems as well. Ransomware attack, malware attacks. At the heart of this is that when this happens to a healthcare system, they're basically computerless in the healthcare field. We know how important technology is to what you do. How tough, how devastating is it when a major healthcare system cannot access their computers and patient records and all the other things that go along with that?
It's a huge challenge. It's a problem. When I first started as a physician, we didn't have electronic health records. Everything was done manually, and you could just access the records and read what you need. The problem right now is that caretakers don't know the medical history. They don't know if people have allergies. They don't know the doses of medications, how to do the refills, can't access x-rays and other imaging studies. They don't know when appointments are scheduled, and they can't deal with the insurance companies necessarily to get the pre-authorization for necessary procedures. So it is a huge challenge.
Drug interactions, I didn't even think about that, Doctor.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any backup? What happens if we play this out and this went on for 60 days, or we lost all those back records? Is there any backup that's in the cloud or anywhere? Or
yeah, there are backups to the systems, and 60 days people will figure out how to get the information, and they'll do it the old-fashioned way. But for a huge system like Ascension, which spans the country, this is just a tremendous challenge for them.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Want to switch gears to the wildfires burning in Western Canada again. So we're talking about British Columbia and Alberta. Could that affect, Doctor, the air in Wisconsin, here in southeast Wisconsin?
Yep, it could, Julie, and thank you for asking. Actually, yesterday, we were very concerned that the wildfire smoke would impact us, Iowa, Chicago. But as of today, the air quality here is still good. So the wildfire smoke has passed mostly north of us. And just to let you know what it could have been like here, in the Twin Cities yesterday and in northern Minnesota, the air quality index was 250 out of a scale of 500, which is a very unhealthy level, and there was haziness. So we were really worried that that would happen here. But the good news is today our air quality is good, and the projection for the rest of the week is good air quality.
So you mentioned the air quality index. What is the air quality index?
Yeah, John, thank you for asking. The air quality index is basically a government scale that measures the amounts of 5 different pollutants in the air: the ground levels of ozone, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and airborne particles or aerosols that you might expect to be produced by a wildfire. The AQI, which is short for Air Quality Index, works like a thermometer, but instead of measuring temperature, it just measures pollution. And like I said, the scale runs from 0 to 500. Any reading over 100 can be unhealthy for sensitive groups. And as the index rises, even for people that are healthy.
So as the air pollution begins to rise, what happens to our most sensitive groups?
Yeah, the most sensitive groups are those that have pulmonary diseases, the elderly, and young children. And the group that's going to suffer the most from wildfires in particular are people that have asthma. And we know that the incidence of heart attacks, for example, goes up by about 3% when there's wildfire smoke, but emergency room visits for asthma attacks increase by 10 to 15% every time there are wildfires. And this is especially a problem for kids under the age of 5. They're most negatively impacted by wildfire smoke.
Dr. John Raymond is with us in the studio. We all heard the term asthma. What is asthma, Dr. Raymond, and how common is it?
Yeah, John, I know this is a problem that you're personally concerned about because of the work you do with the American Lung Association. So asthma is an inflammatory disease of the airways of the lungs, and it's a common problem. 25 million people in the United States suffer from asthma. And what asthma does is it causes the lung airways to swell up, and they narrow, and they fill with mucus, and that makes it difficult both to inhale and to exhale. And when people are having an asthma flare, it becomes even harder to push air. And although we frequently think about the symptoms of asthma being wheezing and chest tightness, a dry, non-productive, persistent cough is actually the most common symptom of asthma, especially in kids. And there are many potential triggers for asthma. Air pollution is the one that we're talking about, but pet dander, pollen, hay fever, cigarette smoke, gastroesophageal reflux disease, the acid that may reflux up into your lungs at night can cause a problem, sinusitis, mold, dust, cockroaches, cigarettes, diesel fuel, cold air, exercise, fragrances and scents, fireplaces, campfires, viruses, and even some medicines like aspirin.
Interesting. Are there certain people who are at greater risk to develop asthma?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Julia. There are people that are at greater risk to develop asthma. These include Black and African Americans, Native Americans, and certain Latino populations. Puerto Ricans who live on the mainland actually have the highest incidence of asthma in the United States at about 14%. Also, people that live in poverty and suffer from low socioeconomic status have higher rates of asthma. And surprisingly, obesity is a well-known risk factor for asthma. And there was a recent study from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Study that showed a strong correlation between waist circumference and a predisposition to asthma. And then finally, kids. Children are very likely to develop asthma. And it's not always easy to diagnose asthma in kids because they don't complain. Maybe they can't voice the symptoms very accurately to us. But it's estimated that kids miss about 11 million school days per year due to asthma.
Wow, that's a big number.
That's a lot.
Got to ask you about this other story that's been in the news. Robert Kennedy says that he had a brain worm and that it's been taken care of. This just sounds terrifying to people. Give us some perspective what he was talking about.
Right. Well, I'm not sure whether Robert Kennedy actually had a brain worm, but brain worms are a real thing. It's a global problem that affects about 8 million people worldwide, predominantly in Africa, South America, Asia, and areas where there isn't particularly good hygiene. Typically, it's caused by the pork tapeworm, whose larvae accidentally invade the brain, and then they form a cyst there. This can cause significant neurological problems, but often the symptoms are mild, may not even be noticed by individuals. This is called neurocysticercosis, and other parasites such as the raccoon roundworm and the rat lungworm can cause similar symptoms, but the most common is the pork tapeworm. Now, one of the things that didn't make sense to me with Robert Kennedy's story is he said that he ate pork. Typically, if you eat pork, you'll get a tapeworm infection in your intestine.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you're going to get a brain tapeworm is typically by consuming food that is contaminated with feces from a person or an animal that has that tapeworm infection. So either by poor hand washing or by somebody that contaminated your food.
Oh.
Interesting.
I know, it's gross.
How
It's a
do I
scary
know if
story.
I have a tapeworm in my brain or a worm in my brain that's eating my brain?
Are there symptoms?
You can talk to your doctor, but I don't think you're showing any symptoms of a brain worm.
I think I need to check.
You're fine.
Oh, that's so...
It's really not that common in the United States.
Thank goodness. Oh, my gosh. I wash my hands all the time, Dr. Raymond.
You do. Good news of the week, Dr. John Raymond. What do you have?
The good news of the week, you had mentioned that you were at the Armed Forces dinner last night. And this is Armed Forces Week, and Saturday is going to be Armed Forces Day. Yeah. So this is a day that was started by Harry Truman, authorized in 1949, and first celebrated in 1950. So Saturday in particular is a day that we should recognize the service of the men and women that are in our armed forces.
That is great. Good news of the week. Dr. John Raymond is the president and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin. Always informative.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raymond.
Thanks, John and Julia.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Julia's going to go wash her hands again.
I don't
now.
have a brain tapeworm.
You do
Hear
not.
that, John?
You do not. Let's keep saying that. It is 4:56 at WTMJ. Linda Spice is at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
2 Wisconsin-based Red Lobster restaurants closed suddenly among 48 locations nationwide. Equipment, fixtures, and other items from the Wauwatosa and La Crosse locations went up for auction on Monday. The Milwaukee Repertory Theater begins construction of its new Associated Bank Theater Center. The $78 million renovation will include 3 new performance spaces and other amenities when it is completed by the fall of 2025. Microsoft pays $8.8 million for 32 acres of land in Mount Pleasant. This comes less than a week after the company announced a $3.3 billion investment in an artificial intelligence data center campus in the village. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Business is sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservation today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at its acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Securities America Inc. member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Arbor Point Advisors LLC. Storm Fisher, Arbor Point, and Securities America are separate entities.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. My dogs are better dogs because of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. They are the real deal. Bella and Baxter, they just listen better because Sit Means Sit knows what they're doing. You know what that means? They taught me to be a better dog owner. They gave me the tools, the techniques, taught me how to do it. I went through the training. Michelle went through the training. Our dogs are better dogs. I know they're happier because they know what they're supposed to do now. We started with a free consultation. You can do the same thing. Matt and his teams, fantastic, showed up at one of their locations. They met the dogs met them. It's Sit Means Sit Dog Training. They're real. Sit Means Sit, Waukesha.com.
Even though labor costs are higher, we all know the American worker is the most efficient, most productive worker in the world, especially employees in the Midwest.
Ben and Arvid from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
There's advantages to that outweigh extra labor cost. Freight costs are way cheaper if it's made locally.
If you build furniture in China and you send it to the Midwest, it's 8,000 miles to get here. And in order to make that travel, you have to be well packaged, heavy cardboard, lots of bubble wrap. We don't do any of that. Our furniture travels from the wood shop to our warehouse and right to the customer.
PennyMustard.com.
Shop with the experts. A 5-carat certified colorless tennis bracelet is just $1,650 at cleanorigin.com or their retail stores. Mention code RADIO10 for 10% off.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You can't beat Bernhardt. Sports lovers love us.
$1, just $1 over cost, and you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
We are sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
It's time for another NL Central Throwdown at American Family Field.
Fly ball hit to center. Backing up is Ciani. Still back. Ciani onto the track. Leaps up. It is gone!
The Brewers and Pirates face off with coverage starting tonight at 6:05 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, child assault accusations at an MPS school.
I'm Julia Fellow. UW Milwaukee officials meet again with student protesters.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound on 94, right about at Highway F in Waukesha County. We've got the left shoulder blocked with a crash. It looks like 4 cars involved with it. Squad sitting there with it as well. So obviously seeing big delays stretching all the way back to Highway 16. Beyond that, a little bit backed up, heading through the Gerkes Corners area, back on the brakes from 84th Street. We do have an issue on Highway 175 southbound, just south of the Stadium interchange. We've got a crash there off on the right shoulder. And then we've got delays on another crash on northbound 175 right at I-94, the right shoulder blocked there. So that's something else to complicate matters. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, a few showers, a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, breezy, a high of 64. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an MPS assistant principal accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. To Lisa Lockett, accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes. That victim, an 11-year-old student who's related to Lockett and attended Golda Meir School Upper Campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff watched the assault and did not intervene. Lockett is an assistant principal of 10th grade at Washington School of Information Technology. She faces 1 count of intentional physical abuse of a child and mental harm to a child. Lockett's pleading not guilty and faces up to 18 and a half years in prison.
The Milwaukee Jewish Federation is blasting UW-Milwaukee Chancellor Mark Money's handling of the pro-Palestinian student protest. The Milwaukee Jewish Federation said that Money, quote, capitulated to protesters who violated UWM codes of conduct and state law and wants the UW Board of Regents to negate the agreement. UWM and the student protesters reached an agreement to end the tent encampment late Sunday after 2 weeks of protests.
A meeting held today between the UW Foundation administrators and student protesters. Students shared their concerns about the UWM Foundation's investments, and the foundation president agreed to share those concerns with the full board. UWM officials reiterating that no promises were made beyond facilitating this meeting. The May 12th agreement that ended the 10 encampments at UWM also clarified that future encampments would not be tolerated.
State Senate Republicans voting to override 9 vetoes issued by Governor Tony Evers. Today's vote affects bills that would address funding for PFAs, give funding to help shuttered healthcare facilities in western Wisconsin, and change wolf population management. The veto now heads to the Republican-controlled Assembly. It is unlikely they will take up those measures.
Coming up, a milestone in building affordable houses.
Citing a limited WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make, that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, Think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, John Mercure here from my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. They know our climate is all over the place. This means your home comfort system gets quite the workout. Constant adjustments need to be made to adapt to our volatile weather. Wisconsin prepares you to be ready for anything because anything happens. Fear not, because for over 42 years, my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating have lived here too, right by your side, ready and prepared for when anything happens. Spring, summer, fall, winter, even when they all seem to happen within the same week. Whether you're experiencing your next home comfort dilemma now or will be soon, call Dave Drake Camp Heating for free estimates on new equipment, routine maintenance, or just to ensure your system is ready for anything, or maybe because you have a simple question about your home comfort. Call Dave Drake Camp today. 262-367-2820. That's 262-367-2820. Dave Drake Camp Heating, your comfort is their family's tradition. DaveDrakeCamp.com. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 5:06.
Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity celebrates 40 years this year, and its work is needed now more than ever.
Over the last 6 months, we've had nearly 2,500 families do home buyer assessments. So the interest is probably at record levels.
That's the CEO of Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, Brian Sonderman. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News the current housing market is leaving many families feeling a house is unattainable.
And that's driven by the high cost of rent, the high mortgage rates, the necessity to have so much for down payments that families are just feeling like there's no hope.
But Habitat for Humanity is in the business of creating hope. This season, the nonprofit will build 32 affordable homes in the city for first-time home buyers. Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers continue their series against the Pirates tonight. Game 2 coverage starts at 6:05 on WTMJ. And UW Green Bay expected to hire radio show host Doug Gottlieb as its next head men's basketball coach. Gottlieb will reportedly continue his Fox radio show while serving as head coach.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 5:07.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live, which is an active one.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside.
For the first time, our whole house actually feels like the same climate.
And no drafts. It's a game changer.
Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. And if you order today, you get 0% interest for up to 48 months. When it comes to replacing or upgrading your windows and doors, you want to be confident about your decisions. With Pella Design Works, you can see what your home could look like before you buy. Black frame windows or white, vinyl, wood, or fiberglass. Bring your vision to life and rest assured it's the perfect style for your home. Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. That's 5/31/2024.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Here we are. Happy Tuesday.
Hope your day's going fantastic. All right, we're going to be joined by an American hero in the studio coming up. Scott Lawrence is one of our service members here in Wisconsin. I'm so excited. I met Scott last night. His family's here. His story coming up in about 5 minutes on WTMJ. But first, I found an interesting survey. So the engine light goes on in your car. How often do you think the average person waits if the engine light comes on in their car before they actually take it in to get it fixed?
I said 6 weeks.
Okay, 6 weeks. I was going to say for me, it's probably 4 weeks. It's not right away. I'm not rushing in the next day. The survey found that for the average American, they wait 4 months. So they're driving around with the engine light coming on, starting the car every time the engine light comes on. They're waiting 4 months. To me, that seems like a really long time. And that's the average. So if people like you and I are waiting 4 weeks or 6 weeks, that means other people are waiting 6 months, 7 months. That's so dicey and so risky. And of course, the experts say, man, you can do a lot more damage to your car if you don't get it checked out right away. How old, the same survey, do you think the average car that Americans are driving is? What's the age of the average person's car?
I said 9.
I thought 5 or 6. The answer is 7. The average car is 7 years old. How old is the car you're driving?
It's a 2024.
Oh, so you're really new. And mine's only a couple years old, too. But the average age, Sam, how old's your car?
It's a 2013.
Okay, so that's the average. So Sam's is a little older. Yours is really new. So the average age is 7 years. The things that people are least likely to get repaired. This actually kind of made me feel better because I thought like if people's radio went out, they'd get that repaired right away. Or if the AC went out, I'm on that right away. But if the engine light comes on, God forbid, they would wait for that. But no, the things that are the least priority to get fixed are if there's a crack or chip in your windshield, that would drive me nuts if to have that crack going across the windshield. But that's one. If your headlight is out, people don't get that fixed.
Oh, I do that right away.
Yeah, me too. What if the other one goes out?
Yeah, exactly.
Then you got a real problem. Radio or sound system, also near the bottom of the list.
Oh, yeah, I just give up. Whatever's on its last leg, it will just keep on buzzing.
Remember when leasing a car was a big thing?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would buy and other people would lease, and people do still lease. 93% of Americans right now are buying their car or own their car. Only 7% are on a lease plan.
Do you put off your wiper blades?
Yeah, longer than I should. It drives Michelle nuts, actually, because I do, and it gets to where it's like bouncing across and not, yeah. How about you?
My husband, too. He goes bananas. He can't believe that like there's like a piece of it like floating in the air.
You know what I am really good about is changing the oil in the car. It's so easy now because now you don't have to keep track of its 3,000 miles. Like in the newer cars, it tells you 7% oil life left, 3% oil life left. Time
Yours
to get your
does
oil
that?
changed. Yours does too. It has to.
The percentage? No.
Yeah, I bet it does. You're just not rifling through the thing.
Okay, I will.
I bet yours does. What kind of car do you have? You like a Subaru, right?
A Subaru Crosstrek.
Yeah, those are nice cars.
No, I
So do you manually keep track? Like, do you say?
I went too early apparently because I just got it, and they're like, "You're early," and I'm like, "Is it going to hurt the car?" And they're like, "No."
Oh, they love you. Come every 1,000 miles, Julia.
Take my money.
Yeah, that's right. We'd love to see you here. So, just an interesting little car survey.
You love when the tire light goes on too.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So one of my new cars, the tire sensor, for the air pressure, went on. And I looked at got my tire air pressure checked, and it was right. It was at like 35 pounds. The thing kept going on. I kept going back to the dealer, and it was covered under warranty, but I had to keep going back. Like every 2 months, I was back at the dealer. We can't quite figure it out. It's a computer issue because now everything's computerized. It's not like they put the car up on the rack thing and they fix it. Now it's all just one big computer. These car guys, they're not mechanics anymore. They're like computer technicians. It's pretty amazing. All right, up next, a guy I met last night at the Armed Forces dinner. He's a great guy. Scott Lawrence with us in the studio. He won a really big award. I was so excited he agreed to come downtown. He's with us next up on WTMJ.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Nasty.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
Sidex, they're the real deal. They've transformed the bathroom in my house. You know what? I had an old conventional bathtub. They took out the bathtub. We wanted a walk-in shower. It was a piece of cake. They came out, sat down at the kitchen table. We walked through everything. Michelle made some choices because she makes all the choices. And then we got the colors we wanted, and in the same day, they hauled out the bathtub, put in a walk-in shower. Beautiful sliding glass door. It's made the bathroom more open. It's made the bathroom more light. It's done the right way. It's Sidex.
Inflation, market volatility, global unrest, a presidential election. You're not alone if you're feeling stressed about your investment and retirement planning. Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. We'll build a plan that works for you, your family, and your investment and retirement goals. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Just starting out, there's Annex Ignite. If retirement is on the horizon, Annex Comprehensive Wealth is a great fit. If you've got high net worth and complex planning challenges, consider Annex Private Client. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. AnnexWealth.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows.
WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. Just like me, you'll be saying,
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
Traffic and weather. Debbie, good afternoon.
John, well, we have an accident on 94 eastbound at Highway F in Waukesha County. It is off on the left shoulder. Tow truck's on the scene, so hopefully it'll be out of there soon, but delays are stretching back to Highway 16. Beyond that, though, we've got delays from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. We do have an accident on Highway 175 southbound. This is just south of I-94. The right shoulder is blocked, so technically Brewers Boulevard if you want to get technical. Westbound on 94, slowing down out of the Marquette out to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43, slow ride out of the Marquette all the way to Keefe. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, pretty good day. Sunny with a high of 70. Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 71. On Friday, chance for a little bit of rain, a high of 74. On Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 78 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 51 degrees. So last night I was at the Armed Forces Dinner, one of the great events that we hold in Milwaukee every single year, and I love it because Wisconsinites come together to celebrate the members of our armed forces, and it's not about Republican or Democrat, it's about the flag, it's about our country, and I met a really great guy, and he is truly, he won't like me saying this, but a hero. He is Scott Lawrence, he's in the Navy, and he got an award last night. It's one of the most distinguished awards they give out. It's the Gary Wetzel Active Service Award. Gary Wetzel, who we've had on the show, Medal of Honor recipient from the Vietnam era. The award's named after him. Scott got the award for an action that he took on a highway, a slippery highway in Wisconsin. And I'm so excited because Scott is with us here in the studio. Scott, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you so much. Really
I want to first thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your deployments. Thank you for wearing the flag and doing the right thing all the time.
Oh, it's an honor. I don't take for granted my military service, and every time somebody will come up and say thank you for your service, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
Tell us about the incident that we're talking about that you got awarded this prestigious award for.
Yeah, so I happened to be driving. I'd actually dropped our dog off at the vet and was heading to a military funeral.
You're a bugler.
I'm a bugler, yes. Yep. I also do taps for funerals. So I was driving down 94, and the vehicle that was oncoming was in the opposite lane. They were going westbound. I was eastbound. The vehicle, it was a minivan, lost control, did several flips in the air, and basically landed inverted in my lane. So I immediately stopped, and I saw one of the people be ejected from the vehicle. So I ran up, and turns out it was a nun. Oh. And I checked her condition, and there happened to be a deputy that was arriving at the same time. So I said, watch her. And then I heard some screaming in the van. So I ran to the van. It's upside down. So I just slid in to see what I could do. And then somebody yelled, well, the van's on fire. So I was soaked in gasoline and blood and gas. I guess I wasn't thinking, but somebody tossed in a fire extinguisher, and I was able to put the fire out in the van.
How many nuns were in there?
I originally thought there were 5, but it turns out there were 6.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. So in that moment, it's very, very dangerous. Does instinct take over? Does training take over? I mean, people run away from trouble, and you were in the middle of it and trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I always run into trouble. Sometimes it works, and sometimes not so much. But, yeah, I wasn't thinking. Instinct took over. I've had medical training. I'm not a medic. Not a medic, but I've had that type of training, and it just kicked into gear, and I wanted to help.
Was there time for you to be afraid?
Not right away. Afterwards, yes, very much.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask you. So you You get away, you've helped people, and you step back and you take a deep breath. Then what thoughts go through your mind as you look at the wreckage there and think about what you'd just done?
Yeah, I threw up.
I bet.
That's
when
scary.
was this?
It was back in. It was actually back in 2015.
How many of the nuns survived?
All of them.
Oh,
That
my
is
gosh.
amazing. That's living the right life. That's being close to God.
Wow.
How else do you explain that?
Yeah, guardian angel, honestly.
Yeah, all of them survived.
Oh, my gosh. And you could have just swerved and just kept on going your way after
Just
the
waited
vet.
for the deputy. I like that you told the deputy, you stay Hayward, the one that I just checked and is okay. I'm going to go to the van that's on fire.
Yeah, and I think the deputy was pretty much okay with that. They actually interviewed him afterwards. This story actually started off kind of a little bit, and I told you last night, a little bit of a story. We were joking around, and somebody had said, you're going to get in a lot of trouble for doing what you do. And I said, no, that's fine. I said, I have 5 golden tickets to go to heaven.
Aw.
And as it turns out, I had explained the story, and then somebody had said, you need to tell your story, and you need to be recognized for doing what you did.
Did you reconnect with the nuns?
No, they were actually from Africa, and they were here. They were as I understood, they were doing some work down in Kenosha. I think they were heading up to Minnesota.
Oh.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, thank you for doing that. A lot of people just wouldn't. Even good people wouldn't get involved to that extent.
And
you
he
deserve a
knew
lot of
what
credit.
to do.
Yeah, and stayed calm under pressure.
He's seen it, and then it happens at home, and he comes and helps again.
Yep.
Wow, what a hero.
I want to ask you about the camaraderie in the military. I heard a lot about this last night, and I'm not a military, but I have military in my family. Can you talk about the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the camaraderie that exists between you guys and gals?
I can't even explain it, honestly. And it doesn't matter what branch we're in. We all kind of tease and kid each other, but, I could run into people I probably haven't seen in 20, 30 years, and you just pick up like it was yesterday. It's a bond that I can't even explain. It's incredible.
I felt inspired last night because when you're our age, you've had Republican Democrats and Democratic presidents. You've had people you like in the White House, people you don't care for so much. But you guys all do your job, and you all wear the flag. And that was emphasized over and over and over again, that we have so much more in common than we have that we disagree with each other about. Can you talk about that and that higher calling of being in the military?
Yeah, politics doesn't exist. At least not that from my experience. And it doesn't matter, like you said, it doesn't matter if you're independent, if you're conservative, you're liberal. We all have a job to do. We're all on the same side. We all fight for the same team. And politics doesn't come into it, ever.
Armed Forces Week is this week. Memorial Day is coming up. How important a time of year is this for those of you that wear the flag?
Oh, extremely. And, Memorial Day is to honor those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for their country. So I encourage everybody to get out and participate in some Memorial Day services. And if you see somebody, if you see a vet, say thank you for your service. It really does mean a lot to us.
And next month, it's awareness of people with post-traumatic stress disorder. How important is it to support our military members once they come back home?
Speaking from personal experience, it's very, very rough. And, I don't know anybody that's been downrange or that's been overseas that has been through some of those things that doesn't experience something. So I encourage any of my brothers and sisters that have served, if you have the help, get that. Or if you need the help, get the help. I can't stress that enough. And there's 22 military suicides or 22 veterans every day. Yeah. So
Scott Lawrence, you are a hero, and you deserve this award that you got. And thank you for what you do for our country. Thank you for what you do for our community. We appreciate it. We don't take it for granted.
John, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have a beautiful family, too. Thanks for bringing them with.
You bet.
Scott Lawrence, winner of the Gary Wetzel Award at this year's Armed Forces Dinner. It is 5:25 at WTMJ.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
The Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most unique, beautiful, and affordable dining destination in the area and winners of the Top Choice Award for Fine Dining, Most Romantic Restaurant, and Best Sunday Brunch. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It is truly one of my favorite places. Just talked to somebody here in the building who went to the Fox and Hounds last week. I said, how was it? I was kind of nervous. Hope they had a great experience. And they did. They said it was absolutely fantastic. Met the billing. It was top notch. And when you buy one dinner, your second dinner's free every night of the week. Steak, seafood, pasta, the ribs, all that stuff. Even steak and lobster, any dinner on the menu, you buy one, you get one free. That includes the prime rib on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Desserts, that's my favorite part of the meal. Buy one, get one free. Hand-muddled old fashions, bourbon list that's top tier, 100 wines from around the world, and 8 elegant dining rooms. It's the Fox and Hounds in the Kettle Moraine Forest. Spectacular setting. Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or a quiet dinner. It's the Fox and Hounds. Business headlines. Annex Wealth Management's market numbers. Today, everything in the green. The Dow was up 126. The NASDAQ up 123. The S&P 500 was up 25 points. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and all of us who live here. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. And Jeff, we talked about this before. Insurance premiums are still rising, coverage is changing, and dealing with all of this is more difficult than ever. Are we at the point or close to the point maybe where consumers and business owners ask, like, how much more of this can I or my business take?
Yeah, Vince, we're there right now. We're in a period of time where both personal insurance and commercial insurance rates are at some of their highest levels ever. They've been going up every year for multiple years right now. A couple of examples. Personal auto insurance, when the recent Consumer Price Index, the read on inflation, came out, auto rates were up 22% year over year. We haven't seen that since 1976. Commercial property and commercial auto insurance have seen double-digit increases for a couple of years now, and you can expect to see those continue. There's no doubt that there's consumer fatigue around these increases, and they're real.
So, Jeff, let's talk about why this is happening first, and then ultimately whether there's anything we can do about it.
Sure, Vince. Weather's playing a significant role. The Midwest continues to get battered by storms several years in a row now. Just the past weekend, we've had 170-plus tornadoes in the Midwest. It's just nonstop.
What can people do about it then?
You need to work with a real professional who understands these market dynamics and truly follows them closely, understands how to present your account to the marketplace in the correct way, and get carriers to compete for your business. Insurance companies want good accounts that'll be profitable over time. There's an art and a science to presenting your account to an underwriter effectively, and at R&R, we know how to do that best. As the knowledge brokers, no one understands this complex market better than we do at R&R. We'd love to talk to you.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Traffic is sponsored by the Delafield Brewhouse Restaurant and Brewery. Visit delafieldbrewhouse.com for daily specials.
April showers bring May flowers, but spring brings Bach, My Bach. The Delafield Brewhouse just tapped their own vintage gold medal winning My Bach. Drink ale, live lager at the Delafield Brewhouse. delafieldbrewhouse.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: Ascension cyber attacks causing funeral delays.
I'm Julia Fellow. An MPS assistant principal is charged with child abuse.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Highway 175 southbound or Brewers Boulevard. Southbound just south of I-94. We've got an accident there off on the right shoulder, so watch for that. Otherwise, westbound 94 slow out of the Marquette through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 43, a little bit heavy right past Capitol Drive and then in through the Marquette and over the high-rise. Northbound's backed up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keith. And 41 southbound slow from before Appleton Avenue down to about Hampton. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, the sky's clear. The low will be 46 degrees. Tomorrow, all-day sunshine. The high will be 62 at the lake, 70 inland. Currently, it's cloudy in Milwaukee at 51 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, effects from the cyber attack on Ascension hospitals now being felt in the funeral industry. Funeral homes say delays in obtaining a signed death certificate mean cremation and burial services are having to wait. Director at Wilson Funeral Home in Racine, Chris Kwilacek, tells TMJ4 News.
If the doctors cannot access medical records, that will cause the delays in obtaining cause of death for cremation.
A delayed death certificate also means family members have to wait to access life insurance and Social Security.
An MPS assistant principal accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of MPS staff. Toylicia Lockett, accused of dragging a relative to the floor, punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff, Friday, April 19th. The victim is an 11-year-old student who is related to Lockett, attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff just watched the assault and did not intervene. Lockett is the assistant principal of 10th grade at Washington High School of Information Technology. She faces a count of intentional physical abuse of a child and mental harm to a child. She's pleading not guilty and faces up to 18 and a half years behind bars.
An update on the bus crash in Florida that killed at least 8 people. CBS News correspondent Matt Piper.
The driver of a pickup truck that crashed into a farm worker bus has been arrested, charged with driving under the influence manslaughter. At least 8 people were killed, 40 others hurt, when police say Brian McLean Howard's pickup truck crossed into the center line of a Florida highway, sideswiped the bus, and caused it to veer off the road at sunrise. It crashed through a fence and into a tree before overturning. The workers, who are in the country on H-2A work visas, were headed to a farm outside Ocala. Matt Piper, CBS News.
It was not immediately known if the bus had seatbelts. The Labor Department announced new seatbelt requirements for employer vehicles used for farm workers on temporary visas, among other work protections that take effect on June 28th.
The home of Maxwell Anderson, the man accused of killing Sade Robinson, has his home sold. The property deed shows Anderson sold his house near 39th in Oklahoma to 2 different companies for $195,000. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says that any sale of the home would not impact this criminal investigation. Investigators still have a ability to have a search warrant, be able to re-enter the home, and even if it's under a new owner who buys it. Anderson's next preliminary court hearing is scheduled for Thursday.
Governor Tony Evers is ordering a special election to fill the seat of outgoing state senator Lena Taylor.
In January, Evers appointed Taylor to become a Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge. The special election for Taylor's Senate seat will be held July 30th, and if a primary is necessary, that would be held July 2nd. Meanwhile, former U.S. Congressman Mike Gallagher's 8th District seat is also vacant. Evers says that will be filled with a special election coinciding with the general election in November. Gallagher announced Monday his new leadership position within Green Bay venture capital firm Titletown Tech. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
iPass users beware of scam text messages. The messages say there's an unpaid toll amount owed on your account and includes a link to a scam account. The tollway says if you're unsure if you owe, log in directly into your account to check.
Riding bicycles across Wisconsin to deliver the NFL draft ball safely to Lambeau Field for the pedal to the draft.
Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy tells WTMJ the bike riding tradition runs deep in Packers history.
The bike tradition in training camp was players riding the kids' bike, and that really harkens back to Vince Lombardi. In 1958, he wanted to do something that brought team and the community closer together, and ended up being the bicycle tradition.
The about a dozen cyclists will take the official ball from the Port of Milwaukee to Lambeau Field. Bike rider Scott Steno tells WTMJ.
It'll be a nice, easy bike ride. Should be a lot of camaraderie with all the other cyclists and the people in Green Bay. I think everybody's prepped for it, so we'll be fine.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers continue a series against the Pirates today after dropping the opening game yesterday. And after leaving last night's game in the second inning, Brewers infielder Rhys Hoskins is having an MRI on that injured hamstring.
Yeah, I just got into the turn and felt a grab.
Coverage of Game 2 starts in about 40 minutes. The NFL will reveal its complete regular season schedule on Wednesday, tomorrow.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:36. News is sponsored by Holiday Automotive, Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Mansick here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, proudly celebrating their 65th anniversary with a story dating back to 1959. This sales event is anchored in gratitude for generations of Holiday fans everywhere to say thank you for your business, your loyalty, and trust over the years, and an invitation to you to experience the stuff that sets Holiday apart. Team Holiday makes car shopping fun and simple and pressure-free. Their transparent, simplified buying approach and follow-through, combined with a passion for delighting guests, has been making fans of Badger State drivers for over 6 decades. That's a lot of fans, and I'm one of them. With Memorial Day and summer near, now is perfect timing to connect with Holiday and explore all that's new from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Score the season's best offers, get more for your trade, and enjoy Holiday's genuine hospitality. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Meteorologist Kristen Kershane is with us. Kristen, good afternoon.
Hello, how are you guys?
Excellent. I saw the lights. I live in Menominee Falls. My neighborhood's pretty dark. The northern lights. I was in Iceland just last year, and they were extraordinary there, so I was like, this isn't going to be a big deal. But they were really cool on Saturday night.
Oh, you saw them Saturday. So
Friday and
Friday
Saturday
night.
I saw them.
You did. I missed it. I missed it Friday night. I woke up Saturday morning, saw everyone's pictures on social media. I had major FOMO. And then I was like, told my husband, okay, we're going out Saturday night. And we barely caught it. I saw some pretty cool pictures. We were just in the wrong spot.
Friday was really more spectacular. It was pretty cool.
Oh, my gosh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Julia, did you see it?
No, I was sound asleep.
How unusual is it for it to be this far south?
It doesn't happen very often. I think I'm just going to quote what I heard, which was maybe only 3 times that the solar storm has been this strong since 2019.
Wow.
You know, so if it's only 3 times every 5 years. But then I also was seeing pictures from way south, Florida, the Bahamas, Arizona, and I think that's super rare.
Wow.
I know, it was incredible. And the pictures from there, you know, the sky was like pink, and it's hard to tell in photos, because the photos pick it up more than your eye does, because those camera lenses are more sensitive to light and can take in more light than our eyes can at night. And so it's hard to know if people really saw if that's what it really looked like in the sky or if that's just what it looked like in their pictures. But anyways, very rare. I'm very glad that you got to see it.
Yeah, you raised such a good point, because we took a lot of pictures and it looked amazing standing out there. But then we got inside and looked at the pictures. It was really like, whoa, is that what it really looked like? Those cameras are amazing.
Amazing. I know on Saturday when we got out, I took a picture right away. And that was probably the best that it looked. And then it got worse from there. But I still have my one photo that I took.
It's not like taking a picture of a moon.
I have a little proof. What's that?
It's not like when you try to take a picture of a full moon and it's like a dot.
Oh, gosh. And then it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, you're like...
Maybe that's too much light.
Yeah, that's not what I saw.
It was like when I tried to take a picture of the solar eclipse, and it didn't look like anything at all.
Yeah, disappointing. All right, what are we looking at the next few days? Today was kind of chilly.
Today was chilly. A lot of people wore the warm jackets again this morning. I can't remember. Do you guys have windows? Can you guys see outside from where you are?
No, we just have windows to the 3rd Street Market Hall with like one restaurant blocking everything.
Up in our office area, we can.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
In our kitchen, we have this skylight.
Even by your desk, you have big windows.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
But down here in the studio,
But not where
no.
you're sitting right now.
Yeah,
not in the studio. Okay. Well, the sun is already starting to come back out, so some good news. It's been a very cloudy and gloomy day, but from north to south, we're going to start to see skies clearing out here. So clearing tonight, it is going to be chilly with lows in the 40s, but tomorrow we're back to sunshine, high temperature around 60 near the lake, close to 70 inland. The UV index tomorrow will be back in the high category at an 8, so sunscreen, hats, sunglasses, all that good stuff needed, even though it's not going to be that warm. 60 tomorrow, then we're upper 60s Thursday, Friday with some scattered showers, thunder showers. Right now, the weekend looking like high temps in the low 70s with some hit and miss showers or storms.
All right, meteorologist Kristen Kershane, good stuff. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
It is 5:41 at WTMJ. Up next, CBS Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Carbless Ready-to-Drink Cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
Love at first sight. Not everyone knows it. But for our customers who update their home's exterior, they experience it every time they come home. Hi, I'm Randy Miller from All Right Home and Remodeling. Imagine new roofing, siding, windows in the colors and style you've always wanted. And it's not all about looks either. It'll bring warmth, comfort, and energy efficiency too. Whether you've been in your house 5 days or 5 decades, we'll help you fall in love with it. Learn more at ALLRITE-remodeling.com.
Join us July 22nd through the 28th for the world's greatest aviation celebration. Enjoy a week featuring thousands of aircraft and see the legendary Canadian Forces Snowbirds, who will be in attendance this year at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. EAA AirVenture is happy to offer free youth admission to those 18 and under, supported in part by the Boeing Company, so bring the whole family. EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. I love this every year. We're broadcasting the show there on the Friday that it runs. July 22nd through the 28th. For more information and to buy tickets, visit airventure.org.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
We looked at a few businesses that purchase homes, and Grandview seemed to be the one that had it together. Not only did we receive a fair offer, but we were able to take as much time as we needed and could leave the house a mess.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore, but honestly, it changed my life.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. Solving your breathing triangle problems means a better quality of life, and you deserve that.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Engagement rings, wedding bands, and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Let's get a look at the roads, get you home with Debbie Lazica. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. We got a little bit of a problem in Ozaukee County, southbound 43, south of Highway 60. The right lane is blocked with a crash, so delays are starting to stretch back. It's right around Lakefield Road, if you know where that is. So watch for the delays heading through that area. Other than that, we've got an accident on Highway 175, south of the stadium interchange. So Brewers Boulevard, it's off on the right shoulder. Delays right now coming out of the Marquette interchange all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Hey, by the way, you'll be backing up as well heading into the Highway F area in Waukesha County. That is a heavy spot just past Gerke's Corners. 894 westbound also going to be a bit backed up out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 68th Street. Eastbound slow right between 76th Street and 68th as well. While you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
All right. Major Garrett is CBS's chief Washington correspondent. His podcast is The Agent of Betrayal, The Double Life of Robert Hansen. It is incredible. You really need to check it out. The book is The Big Truth. Major is with us this afternoon from the nation's capital. Major, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making some time for us.
Good afternoon, John. Great to be back with you.
Yes, it's been too long. I want to actually start with you being gone and an essay that you did for CBS News that I saw this afternoon, and it was very, very powerful. And it was about the rule of law and our law system. And you talked about Lincoln and how he felt about the law. Take us inside the point you were trying to make and how that is relevant to where you were the past month and what's going on in New York right now.
Yeah, so for 5 weeks, from March 29th to May 3rd, I was a grand juror assigned to the D.C. Superior Court here in the District of Columbia. Because the District of Columbia is not a state, all local crimes, theft, robberies, kidnappings, homicide, child abuse, everything on the range of criminal actions are prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And grand juries decide whether or not to issue indictments on any local crime case. So for 5 weeks, I reviewed evidence in criminal cases, 78 cases in 24 days. So it was a heavy, heavy workload. 16 of those cases were homicides, 6 were felony child abuse. I mean, this was very tough stuff. Hard things to review, hard things to listen to, hard witnesses to have come before us and testify. It was a grueling process. But it reminded me of the citizen participation, either as a grand juror, deciding whether or not to indict, or serving as a juror. And one of the points I was